You see, someday the world's gonna change for me and be so wonderful. Da-da, pretty boy, breathe air. Somehow I know we're gonna get there. Good stuff.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Wait a minute. Ah! 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 We're back? Why are we back? Oh no.
We're back.
Oh no.
I didn't want this. I thought I was gonna. I thought I was finally gonna die.
I forgot Iris was purple.
Oh
Blue.
yeah.
Yeah.
Blue. Oh my god. Thanks, Trashy.
Thanks, Trashy.
Yeah.
I should do my
Say
British
thanks,
lesson.
Trashy.
Thanks, Trashy.
Jag, I'm getting an ad on your stream like you said I wouldn't.
I'm
you turned off ads.
I'm sorry. I thought you wouldn't. You know what? You
Just
definitely wouldn't if you were.
He's a liar.
You know, first of all, I'm so sorry. You're one of my good friends, and I would never ever want to bombard you with ads. That said, if you, the viewer, want to support me so I definitely don't have to run ads, why don't you go to twitch.tv/yourfavoritejeg and drop a sub, please? That way, I never have to worry about ads. I never have to worry about anything. And I can eventually pay Draw and Ben and Benny.
And me?
Yeah.
Really?
We don't
Yeah.
get paid?
I'll finally get my
Oh.
paychecks. Yeah, you get my paychecks. Remember, you're holding them in an offshore bank account.
Womp
Oh,
womp.
Jack doesn't know, but I've taken my payment. I've been getting paid.
Oh, that explains why my power got turned off like last night.
Oh.
Jack hasn't checked their credit report, obviously.
I didn't know you had to check that.
Check your
Wow.
$30,000 in credit card debt.
It's actually 4,000. Thank you. /J. I tell you what, gang. I'm so happy to be back. We're gonna start with the pronoun go around. Except I have a special twist this week.
What twist are you putting on our pronouns?
Quite simple. I'm gonna stand.
She's taking them.
I'm gonna stand up and get my cocoa that was just brewing. And if you're not done with the pronouns by the time I get back, then I get to keep the spares. All right, ready? 5,
Oh,
4, 3, 2. I'm going.
Benny, go
Okay.
first.
I can play Orsa, he, or Han if you're speaking Finnish, and I, they, them. Draw.
Ari!
You said they said
The
draw.
word
Fucking
was definitely draw.
Who said draw? Ari, go.
hi. I play B. She they.
Cool. Hi, I play Iris. She, it. My pronouns are love it. Ben, go.
Ben, any all for both me and my character. I play also, by the way.
Woo! We did
Right,
it.
now we can steal
Jack
Jag's
Black-
pronouns.
The band
Yes!
kid.
Yep.
The band kid really jumped
This
out.
is the person who has gotten up and gone. The leader of the stream is Jag.
And we're not gonna say
No
Jag's
pronouns.
pronouns because then Jag has to forfeit them to us.
No,
Actually, it's
none.
written right next to Jag's name.
I
so
already
you could
said
read.
it. I already said it.
Nobody heard you. Well, it is right next
Oh.
to Jag's name, but so are our characters' pronouns.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, look who's back.
Look who's
well,
back.
Headphones on. Okay.
Jag,
Hello.
you have to forfeit your pronouns to us.
What do
Give
you
me back
mean?
the she, her.
No. No.
I'm taking the they, I'm doubling up.
That's it. Hi, check Minecraft 21. They, she, hun. I didn't think about my deal.
You did not state your pronouns before you were back with the cocoa.
You're right.
You have been damned to just be Jeg Minecraft 21 hun.
That's it. Prop. If you guys are watching the stream, it's a lot funnier. Hi, I know some people like to listen to these as a podcast. I do a lot of visual humor, and you don't get that unless you go back. If you're listening to
Jag's
us,
holding a banana at the camera.
I'm keeping my pronouns.
Nope. Your banana does not threaten us.
For those of you who aren't not watching, I just removed my name tag, which had my pronouns. Anyway,
No, we've won.
you
Our
won.
session now.
Ours. There is no DM. It is just us.
Only you. So, are we ready for the recap before we get started?
Yeah.
Nah.
Oh.
Okay. Ding, ding, ding. No. You don't get to make that choice. Sorry, Yistral.
Oh. I was gonna say, Trash Can Wolves, there's not a podcast form of these streams. Some people just don't watch the screen.
It's true. Some people like to listen in the background. Like Ben on Sunday nights.
Yeah, I play like games like Risk of Rain 2. I don't know why I'm telling you that because I don't stream them. But yeah,
And
I
Ben-
play games.
Ben has streamed once the entire year plus I've known him.
I truly thought
That's a lie.
that it was a
It's
bit
been
when people were
twice.
talking.
It's been twice.
When people were like, "Oh, Ben is live," I truly thought it was a bit, especially because the notification didn't pop up.
I
for a hot second.
love doing it. I should do it like once a month.
You should.
I think you should do it once a year because I think that is just so comical. Just let everyone forget that you have a Twitch channel and then just.
And then go. No. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna be a really consistent streamer during January, and then I'm gonna fall off.
Nice. Pull a Jag Minecraft. For
Pull a
those-
me before I joined the Ineffable SMP when I would stream consistently and then I fell off the face of the earth until I joined the Ineffable SMP.
Well,
Yes.
to be fair to you, it is harder to find motivation to stream when you're not like when you don't have a commitment to something, you know?
Yeah,
That's true,
I
that's
also
true.
didn't. I also had like one friend who streamed, and all he did was stream Fortnite, Overwatch, and Valorant, and I at the time did not play any of those games.
But now.
Now
Anyways,
you should
That's
play
not
more.
don't
a-
ask
at the
don't,
back.
don't ask me how I got to affiliate. Don't ask me how I got to affiliate.
It was Fortnite.
No shame.
Bro, you have me to thank for your affiliate. I lit the flames. I carried the boats.
We love Ben in this house. Sorry. Fun fact, Draw always complains that I never eat the food I have during these streams. I just hold on to it until the end. So I'll just be sitting here with stuff. We've chatted so much today that I've actually had 2 whole bananas, like a normal person who can multitask.
Okay, 2 whole bananas in like
What are you that
Wait.
almost
No,
an
no.
hour isn't
Was that-
impressive, Jag.
No.
And I complain about you holding on to what is meant to be hot food for like 2 hours.
That's true.
Oh, no, you're like eating cold spaghetti.
Literally, Jag pulls up at the end of a Spelljammer with a bowl of mashed potatoes that they
No,
had
what
one
gets me is
on
that
the stream
normally-
with.
Normally, it's not even a regular bowl. It's a Tupperware is what gets me.
Oh my God. Cold,
Wait, why are you
reheated.
eating
Jag, I'm done.
Tupperware in
I
your
can't do
bowl?
this anymore.
I've gotten through half of another banana. Thanks for the bullying, gang.
Oh, wait, you're on the third.
Why is 3 bananas your dinner?
It's not. I had dinner
Hey, you
hours
should
ago.
drink Sprite. You should drink some Sprite. You should go for a bottle of
Do
Sprite.
not drink a whole bottle of Sprite.
I had-
You're so thirsty. You want Sprite so
Huh?
bad.
I had a hot bowl of pasta with broccoli and seasoned salt and butter, and it was very yummy.
But no Sprite.
No Sprite. I'm sorry.
Sorry, Benny convinced me. Yeah, you should go get some Sprite.
You should get some Sprite.
I don't have soda in the house.
Lame. I
Yeah.
bet you have rice cakes in your house.
I don't, but I wish I did. I wish I could live that life. Speaking of living that life, when we last left off with the table of dice and liars, the party was being approached by a ship that was protected by what Iris sensed to be abjuration magic. As your party prepared to send a silent crew out in a dinghy to hopefully dispel this, before they had the chance to get the jump on you. Also, you found yourself wishing that your journey, which you were only halfway through, would be over and you would just find yourself at the capital already. And then you did. As we resume where we left off, you are maybe half an hour from docking. We see off in the distance the capital. This beautiful city. Crimson and quartz and gold. And the castle, atop a mountain spiraling toward the heavens. Off at the docks, you can already see people signaling. It's very clear that they don't recognize your boat, but as you get closer and closer, someone points at your flag. And before you know it, they are making preparations to help you dock. Thankfully, the Great Wood has had a good reputation with the former queen. And you know that you'll be well taken care of soon enough. In the meantime, what are the four of you doing to prepare on the boat?
Packing my shit.
Nice. As you're packing, Orsa, Cohen is constantly doing inventory from room to room to room to room, and then again from room to room to room to room, making sure everyone is prepared and that everyone looks presentable.
Are you dressed?
I am overwhelmed, but I welcome that. We're going to do well. We're going to do very well, and this meeting is going to go just as it needs to. In the meantime, and you see Cohen claps quickly. I want to make sure that we're signaling to the other ship. We need to be in sync. And you see they are already heading off. It's a big day. It's a day that came way too soon, but better here than dead in the water. What about the rest of you? Chilling? Sorry, I was just waiting for one of you to say what the rest of you were doing on the ship, that's all.
Ah, I see, I see.
Yeah.
Also is kind of just watching over, making sure everybody's helping where needed. But they're just watching over, watching what's going on, what's happening. Maybe like helps with like the mast and stuff more, but not like actually going up there and like just kind of pulling with the yo-yo. And just keeping a general surveillance of the what everyone's doing.
I can appreciate that. As you find yourself looking out and about, you can see your sister's ship, the Vara, and off in the distance, your second in command, signals to you, letting you know that everything is going according to plan. Otherwise, clear seas, clear skies. Just a few more minutes and you're home. B, Iris. is there anything you two are getting up to before you have to go and see capital people and be in the biggest city you've ever been to?
Iris is kind of seeing if she's needed.
Sorry, I heard Iris is seeing where she's needed and...
Oh, just if she's needed anywhere. Am I cutting out?
No, you're good. I heard you that time. You're
Okay.
so good. I would say that Iris, as you are checking about, at one point, Cohen would probably pull you aside. Pardon me, Archmage. Would you be able to help us? And Cohen gestures toward the docks. I understand that you're adept at guiding these boats through the waves. We might be able to make it over a little bit sooner. Essentially, Cohen is asking you if you'd like to try to push the boat like you did back during the hurricane.
I would like to try to push the boat. Sorry, I went to go check the spell, and then I was quiet for too long.
You're so good, I understand.
Sorry, I have spells, lots of them.
You do? You have lots of spells. If you have
Yep,
shape
right.
water, that's great. Otherwise,
Shape
if you
water,
just want to roll with Arcana or your spell casting, I'll accept that as well. If you have...
I'm just gonna roll with my spell casting. I'm not looking through all this.
Sounds good, sounds good.
Right, first dice roll of the night.
Let's
Where's
go!
my d20? Where's a d20? Any 20. Okay. With my spell casting. That's a 12.
Yes! Sorry.
That's not a very good roll. We have another dice. The process of elimination has begun.
I understand. With a 12, while not your strongest attempt, you focus and we feel the waves gently guide the boat. It's not nearly as impressive as your hand trick, we'll call it, but sure enough, it's a little bit easier for the crew to approach their destination, and the pace has increased, if only slightly. Cohen smiles at you, appreciative, and gets back to business. B. You
I'm
have...
scared.
Now, this goes for Iris as well, if Iris wants to jump back in. But the two of you have pets. Pets that have never been to a big city as big as the capital. Or, you know, for Watermelon Puppy,
Anywhere.
anywhere. Watermelon Puppy was born on a boat. You can only imagine how it'll go. Are you two doing anything to prepare your lovely companions?
I think Gobi's like prepared to go into cities. Gobi's been with B for a long time. He's used to this.
Okay. You don't have any pre-trip rituals?
Just wagging my finger. Don't eat anybody. Don't.
I can appreciate that. One moment.
Don't. Took your teeth. Don't make me take your life. Don't.
Lovely. Watermelon Puppy, I think, from a distance, watches this exchange, assuming it's above deck. And is going to sort of saunter over to Iris, looking up at it, tilting their head slightly. Iris, what is your passive insight?
15.
You sort of pick up that Watermelon Puppy does not know much about people and seems to need similar guidance as to whether or not they should be eating them once you land.
Oh, no. We don't eat people. We don't eat people. You only eat food I give you.
Watermelon Puppy nods.
I'm
Looking back.
sorry, is Watermelon Puppy eating people, you said?
Watermelon Puppy shakes their head.
No. Watermelon Puppy is watching B tell Gobi.
I see.
Would you like me to tell Gobi to eat people?
No.
No.
Just checking in.
Yeah, no, that's fair. No, Watermelon. I will not let Watermelon Puppy eat anybody.
Watermelon Puppy sort of paws around your feet, clearly wanting uppies.
Gobi has the ability to eat a full person? Like a whole one?
Probably more like what makes you a person, but we'll go with
I
that.
mean, yeah, once you
It
take
is
out
a
the brain,
worse
the rest of
explanation.
them's kind of just like there.
What do you mean, what makes you a person?
You're not your brain.
Skullticks eat brains.
Oh. Okay.
Speaking of pets,
Freaky.
Clover, do I need to tell you not to eat people? Is that why you're yelling at me?
I have to remind Mama every day that humans are not food.
Fish are friends, not food.
Honestly, with how often Clover bites, maybe I do need to be reminding her that we don't eat humans.
See, D&D teaches you good lessons. As you go through this exchange, eventually you hear the sound of a bell in the distance. And before you know it, members of your crew are looking toward members of the crew on the dock. And you are being boarded. As very quickly, ramps are brought down, people begin sliding back and forth, preparing. Luggage and equipment and inventory is all brought off and onto the mainland. And slowly but surely, you see what seems to be city officials waiting for you on the dock, just walking up and looking toward your ship. Not members of the council, but members of the guard, probably looking to welcome you and direct you where you need to go. How's our marching order looking?
I'm probably more towards the back. I would probably have my crew come around back and then or actually just march side by side with Orsa and then Orsa and
I
their
would imagine I'd be at the front.
group.
Yes. Excellent. Also, your people come together and you're able to get them parallel to the people from the Great Wood. As Orsa, you stand toward the front. Should I imagine that B and Iris sort of crowd around, maybe not too close to the front, but close enough where you're behind Orsa?
B's like close to Orsa, but not directly next to Orsa.
Okay. And then Iris?
Yeah, kind of close to Orsa.
All right.
I don't know.
All good. As you folks sort of settle, uh, eventually one member of the guard steps toward you. Now, the colors of Rubeus are red and silver, that you would know very well. And so this person has a silver helmet along with red robes underneath. And she sort of takes it off, bring it to her side before bowing before you, Orsa.
Fancy. Could like shake hands.
She looks up toward you for a moment, raising her brow before smiling and extending a handshake. Hello, Your Majesty. It is an absolute pleasure to meet the Lord of the Great Wood himself.
Yes, that is me. A pleasure to meet you as well. What's your name?
I am Captain Petra.
Lovely. Great dock you've got here. Glad to be off the water.
We're certainly glad to have you. Especially with, and she turns her attention toward Aso and the others.
Howdy.
Hello. There is much to discuss, but that is not my place. I've been instructed to bring you to the castle. Is there anything I can do for you and your crew before we begin the trip over? There is a cart, of course.
Nope. I'm sure these guys are pretty hungry. So other than that, no. I mean, you just do that home. Let's get them home.
All right. Without further ado, assuming no one has anything to do by the docks, carts are wheeled up. These beautiful, beautiful horses are attached. For the larger crew, for example, members of Aso's squad, there are these big wooden things without hoods on the top. But as for the noble hood, that being Orsa, Aso, B, Iris, Cohen, Ceres, you have a cart with a roof that's a little bit smaller, but certainly roomy enough for the bunch of you. The sort of thing that you might see a king or a queen riding when they're taking a trip in or out of the city. The nicest in their legion, of course. As the door opens. Yes?
I'm sorry. I'm gonna lean towards Cohen and just be like, they know I'm just a lord, right?
Well, yes, Your Majesty, but you're... I would say, out of the 3 lords of Rubeus, you have the best reputation with the capital right now.
As I'm saying.
I think they're very grateful to have at least that much. And Cohen, seeing the door being held open for you, gestures for you to take the first step, Orsa.
I'll get in.
Lovely. As I imagine the 6 of you get in, the doors closing, immediately you are brought through the city, and you see, I mean, for B and for Iris, probably some of the finest merchants that you've ever seen in your life. I mean, you've been in the Great Wood, of course, and people there, they make good stuff, But it's very much the difference between living in small towns all your life and going to like New York City for the first time. Streets are bustling with activity. People are in fine clothing, comfortable clothing, and you see there are galleries along the way. There are museums. There is a forum where people are ducking in and out of shops, and in the center you see boards, people conducting their business. There are park benches along the way. Several places where you see children playing and dogs running happily. And you see fountains and statues every now and again. Would anyone like to make a perception check for me as you are making your way up through the city and then up the winding hill toward this castle?
I wrote like shit in my other campaign, so let's go. 8.
Sorry?
I got an 8.
An 8. Okay. As for the rest of you?
That's gonna be a dirty 20.
Let me actually make the roll. Hold on.
Perception. 11.
Lovely.
Got another dice to throw.
I just read chat and Jay was like, honey, capital is spelled wrong. And I was like, no, it's intentional. I'm doing a funny little bit. And then I see that I switched the T and the I, and now I feel like a little silly head. But it's
I
fine!
get a 14.
A 14, great. So that was dirty 20 at the highest. And sorry, Iris, what was that?
An 11.
An 11. I love.
Where are all of my fucking dice? Sorry, I have 2 D20s apparently. Make that 3 because I just pulled my bag out.
Okay. Starting at the lowest with an 8, with an 11, it's just so much at once for the two of you. It's not that there's not open space. The city isn't cramped. There's just a lot of city. But with a 14B, you would catch a glimpse of a statue in one of these fountains. And it seems to be in the shape of what you would imagine a young Orsa to be about 15 years ago. That is to say, a considerably fresher face carved to the side of this thing. And you actually see children actively splashing around it, some of them using Orsa's massive arms as, well, monkey bars. Also, with a dirty 20, you would see there are, every now and again, areas dedicated to the lords and their lands here. Orsa probably has the nicer little park area out of the bunch, coming from the Great Wood. Now, Lord Remus, while a recent addition, does have 2 fountains that sort of come together, and you can see his mother's silhouette, as well as a very small child looking very bookish with a hood over the top. But it is pretty. Sorry, were you going to say something? I didn't want to cut you off.
I was not, no.
Lovely. And the last of the bunch, standing with a sword, a shield, and a helmet blocking view of their face, there is Lord Hero Justice, who you would know to be the leader of the Sons of the South. You can absolutely point these out to anyone, but obviously also you have the best eyes out of the team. As there's just so much to take in, it's almost overwhelming.
I kind of just let them form their own opinion. I don't want to sway them.
That's fair.
However they see where they're going to, be doing business with is up to them.
Right. Eventually, come up to the castle on the top of a hill so large you would imagine hundreds of years ago there might have been more of a mountain surrounding it before it sank into the ocean, this just being the peak. The castle overlooks the city, but also the water, and it looks like it belongs in the Aether. The way it just floats. The doors open, and the guard steps aside. Also, at this point, many members of your team are getting off of the carts. They are heading inside. They're going toward barracks. They're done, essentially. They're clocking out. It is good to be home. But of course, coming out of the wagon with your companions and Cohen, your second in command, Saris, is right there with you.
I let Saris know if they want to, they can take the rest of the day off. But if they're up to keep going, I'm not gonna stop them.
Saris looks at you for a moment, contemplating, and then back toward the gates. I want to be here for what's to come, if you'll allow me.
All right.
Meanwhile, Orsa, Cohen has been holding onto your arm the entire way through from the city up to the top. Not necessarily pointing things out to bother you, but clearly very excited to be here, taking everything in. It's quite the field trip for them. When you finally made it to the end, you'd find him sort of leaning in toward you. Now, my lord, I would understand if you would need some time to prep before we meet with the High Council. If you want me to make arrangements with them, I'm sure we could see to it that you're brought into a separate chamber in advance. What would you prefer?
I would probably like to talk to everyone we came with, just sort of, well, not everyone, but representatives. So we are all sort of on the same page about what we're here for. I mean, I imagine also has their own business, but if she would like to be in on the conversation, I don't see why not.
I'm kind of required to be there, so
you are the council.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm sorry. Slipped my mind.
You're good. It's one of those facts you don't think about until you're thinking about them. Yeah, just a moment to chat and figure out what's the goal.
Okay.
And what
Awesome.
All right. I'll get right to work on that. And Cohen steps down and begins heading over, clearly speaking to some scribes, making sure that they're sending the message across that a meeting sooner rather than later is of the utmost importance. Iris, B, would either of you like to make Arcana checks?
Sure. That's a 10. I don't have any good dice today, actually.
That's okay. B?
B right now is like looking at everything like a bit impressed, but at the same time she's not like into it. Like clearly like out of like a fish out of water situation. But like at the same time it's more like disenchantment. It's like this is the capital. Fascinating.
Does that mean you would not like to make the Arcana check?
Yeah, I'll make the Arcana check. I just wanted to give that little.
No, I really appreciate it. No, absolutely. It was good. I love flavor text in this house.
It's like I was expecting like a utopia, but this is like nothing. This is just a town, a big town. Oh, God, I hate D&D Beyond and mobile. Fuck it. Opening up the thing. Arcana. Oh, it's a 21.
With a 21, staring toward the city and then toward the castle, as disappointment creates this feeling that it sort of digs into your chest over time, you get another feeling. And that sort of wells up in the back of your throat until you realize you're feeling someone, not something. And looking off and toward the castle, two magical signatures catch your eye deep inside of it. You get a sense of a lot of pride coming from one. There's something old, archaic to it. And the other, it's like false radiance. Like when you think you're seeing the sun, but it's more of a fire in the distance. It's bright, but feels like it's imitating something brighter. There's warmth, but it's not especially impressive. What you're feeling slowly fades, but for a split second, you get that sensation like someone's staring at you. And then it's gone.
He like tilts her head slightly and like looks at the castle.
How much of that do I... Was I muted when I made my Arcana?
You got a 10, my friend.
Yeah. How much of that did I get?
You get the sensation... It's more like an echo. You feel B feeling something. And when B turns to look at the castle, you recognize that she's picked up on something that your own magic isn't quite privy to. But because of your connection, you know that she just connected to something and disconnected.
Cool.
Do you have anything you'd like to say to B, or are you going to keep quiet for now?
I kind of just like look over at B and kind of like It's an invitation to start a conversation. B want to.
I think B is like too enraptured by whatever the hell is looking at her in that castle to like notice. And she like turns her head and goes, "Huh? What?"
You looking at something?
Don't know yet.
Okay.
Wouldn't be a bad idea to be on your guard.
Take note.
Suddenly, brass instruments, horns. We watch as the guard gets into formation of sorts. And we hear from deep within the castle. Lord Orsa Lyjust of the Great Wood. Welcome. And we see a group of about 12 guards step out. They're in slightly finer uniform than those that met you. And they begin to circle your group, with two in the front gesturing inside of the building. Seemingly for your protection, though their weapons are at the ready.
Uh,
Right this way, Your
hello.
Majesty.
Okay, wonderful. Okay.
You are brought inside, and outside of the circle, you see Cohen blinking rapidly. This is catching them off guard, and they begin to move, trying to get back toward you. And you see for a moment as the guards don't necessarily block the door as much as those that were outside crowd to the point that it is very difficult for him to get by. And at one point, you lose eye contact with him, but he does look at you and he nods his head.
I'm not supposed to come in alone. I thought they're coming with me.
Oh, Your Majesty, I assure you are never alone. Everyone will be moved to the Great Hall as expediently as possible. Right this way, please. And
Okay, they're going to a different place though?
all together now! And they are picking up the pace, much to your dismay, Orsa, although you're not sure whether or not this is to make you uncomfortable or because they are just that much in a rush. Also, what's your passive perception?
It would be, let's see, 20.
You would feel a familiar tap on your shoulder, like someone just managed to sneak in from between the guards, yet you see no one beside you. That being your fellow spy.
Oh. I whisper in sort of a hush voice. I said, anything interesting happened while I was gone?
In Thieves' Cant, you hear the Suns are in the capital.
I reply in Thieves' Cant and go, where? Because that's kind of important.
Surrounding your party.
Can I get insight as in if that means right now and what he means and what my party needs.
I'm gonna be honest, you're a smart individual also. The 6 people surrounding, sorry, the 12 people surrounding you, uh, at least 6 of them, though it's not quite so obvious with how refined their uniform is, you can see hints of gold just underneath. Little symbols or pendants. The Sons of the South are the only faction in Rubeus that bring gold into their color scheme. They're wearing the uniforms of the capital. They're working in the capital, but they're right here.
I'm going to look at what's going on, and then I'm gonna go. Hold on.
I'm very sorry.
No, this is important. Trust me. Come on.
Roll a persuasion check with advantage.
Okay. I can do that.
Yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
persuasive.
You're a member of the High Council. You're absolutely persuasive.
Yep, quite. Oh, thank God. 19.
Orsa, to your comfort and to this guard's dismay, the others slow down for the moment, stopping in place.
I walk up to one of the ones with the gold on them, and is it like a engraved into their armor, or is it like a pendant that I can just kind of pull out?
Something you can pull out.
I grab it, and when I grab it, I attempt to like sort of snatch it off of them.
I think they're so stunned because of your status, they just let you take it.
And what would can I get a description of the pendant or necklace? Is it a little sun?
Oh, absolutely. It looks like a sun rising into the sky first thing in the morning.
I sort of twiddle it in between my fingers, and do I have to roll? If I have to roll a perception check for this, I will. But I point out everyone else who I see with this pendant and go, you. Come over here.
Now, notably, the person who's been doing all the talking does not have one of these pendants. And still they look toward you, confused, as you're sort of performing this call out.
And I sort of toss the medallion to Orsa and go, this look familiar to you?
Terribly so.
I'm sorry, your noblehood. We're running on a very tight schedule. I'm not sure if you're aware. Can we move on, please?
Are you aware
No,
that,
not yet.
are you aware that these are Sons of the South?
Yes. They work here.
Are we killing them or what's happening?
Here.
You aware that we recently have been threatened by their same troops?
I'm sorry, what? And suddenly there is the booming sound of a door at the end of this hall. And we hear the sound of someone rushing, their feet clicking against the fine floor. Wait! Wait! And coming from the back of the hall, running at an incredibly brisk pace, a bald black woman of incredible stature in a long flowing red ceremonial dress that you would know as Chancellor Megara of the High Council comes rushing towards your party, and immediately the guards that you were just talking to, Sons of the South and the standard high guards aside, apart. And there's plenty of space for the 6 of you.
I I sort of grab it back from Orsa and go, this isn't the most welcome of greetings.
Also,
What's the move here?
Lord Orsa.
Hmm?
Also, there is much to discuss, and I know that this looks very, very disturbing based off of what I can only imagine you've heard. This is not the enemy. If you'll come with me before this turns into a scuffle, I would appreciate it, and we can talk it out without them.
All right.
You watch as she points to each row. You are dismissed. At this time, I will bring the noblehood to the rest of the High Council. Thank you. And sure enough, they begin to flood out. And also, you feel tapping against your wrist, the equivalent of Morse code in Thieves' Cant,
Mm-hmm.
roughly translating to "we're watching." In a positive context, obviously, they've got your back.
Yeah. I was assuming so.
We're watching.
As we transition to the Great Hall, Chancellor Megara guiding you down this hallway. She does not make eye contact with you, Orsa, but she does look toward Aso. It's been a very stressful few weeks.
Mm-hmm.
We've been made aware of troops that met you at the border of the Great Wood. I'm very sorry about that. There's been well, to be completely blunt, an uncomfortable shift in the dynamic of power here on the council.
Intriguing.
I'm afraid, my lord. She turns toward you now, Orsa. You were not the first to arrive.
Hmm.
Ah.
Right.
Well, yeah, let's go greet our new pal. I don't know.
She gives a very weak smile and begins to guide the rest of you. As the doors begin to open, we see a magnificent round table. And also, you, having been here before, would notice that several places at this table are no longer occupied as they were when you left. Now, Chancellor Megara takes a seat at what would be the head. There is a position for the current ruler, however, that position is empty. The Chancellor usually runs these meetings. We also see the Treasurer, the Secretary of the Treasury here in Rubeus. You would know him as James Stephen Donaldson. And, of course, Archbishop Montecao is in position. I actually have some references handy for these two, which I will drop in call right now. As previously established, the Chancellor is a black woman with a bald head wearing a long red ceremonial dress. And similarly, all members of the council do wear some form of red and usually some gold. Now, the Archbishop is a horned individual covered in this sort of gray fur. Montecao has these magnificent elk horns that go up and into the air like tree branches almost. Little gold earrings and magnificent red and gold robes that sort of fall off of the shoulder, where you see this black undergarment piece around the chest. And of course, the treasurer you would find wearing almost sweater-like material with a vest and gold platelets over the top. That said, there is no marshal here. There is no justiciar. There's no constable. Essentially, those who would usually represent the law here in Rubeus, or the guard, their positions are completely empty at this table. In fact, to start, you just see these three members. The Chancellor turns toward the five of you. I would recommend that you take a seat. It'll just be us for now. I imagine she's waiting to make her entrance. Yes, Lord Justice is in the building. So, gang, does everyone sit down? There are chairs enough for everyone.
Oh, I'm sitting all right.
Lovely.
Gonna be the last to sit.
B and Iris are getting comfortable as well?
B's gonna expect the chair before she sits down.
Lovely. B, what is your passive investigation?
Oh, that is a good question. Passive investigation is an 11.
I'll keep that in mind. Okay. You check
She's
out
got
the...
a weird feeling going in here.
Of course.
Doesn't like it.
Now, B, you're not the bookiest individual, especially not when it comes to traps and magic, but this is an unmarked chair. So you know at the very least there aren't any poison berries or pin cushions, nothing of the like to impede you as you sit down.
Is there any runes?
Taking a quick look under the table and under the cushion. No, not at this time.
Okay, B will hesitantly sit down.
B takes a seat. What about Iris?
Iris, after seeing B kind of inspect the chair, also sits down.
Wonderful. Orsa, you are the last to sit. As you do so, there's deafening silence for a moment. Suddenly, the door slams open, and Cohen steps into the room. So sorry about that. I thought it was going to be heavier. And he bashfully moves in very briskly before taking a seat beside you, Orsa.
Says he's trying not to laugh, but you can hear some little giggles.
Similarly, while Orsa, you are a bit more successful at stifling yourself, we do hear some giggling from the treasurer as James is covering his mouth with both hands. The Chancellor turns to the party. Not long after our Secretary of Intelligence left us for the mission to pursue you, Lord Orsa, we found word quickly approaching that the Sons of the South were on a mission. Recently, they felt it appropriate to come in and provide additional protection here in the capital. It's been very snug, and I'm glad that you weren't a moment later. So thank you for that. Before we get to business, I feel it is only customary that we give you the chance to speak. Thank you for making the trip.
I must admit, after bringing my closest advisors here to find out at the door that this has happened, it's a little. It's blindsiding.
A little bit on my part too. I kind of was. We kind of had some chats. Where was this information then?
Leaning forward, the Chancellor looks toward you also. To be completely honest, we were not made aware of just how difficult things were becoming outside our city borders until very recently. The flow of information from you and to us back and forth has been decent enough, but it seems that... And she purses her lips for a moment. You will find when you gather with your people that your numbers have thinned considerably. And I'm very, very sorry about that. Essentially, also, she's telling you that they would have found out sooner, but it seems that the Sons have been killing some of your lower level spies that would have been coming back and forth.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, to be completely clear, this is not a coup, so to speak, not yet.
Seeming like a coup. But go on.
You're only... It's only been a day since Lord Justice made herself comfortable here. Or rather, made everyone aware that she would be getting comfortable here. Most of her guard is not in the city. They are outward, but from what we can tell, they are traveling, making their way to the unincorporated towns and settlements and adding them to their larger claim.
Hmm.
That said, in her words, this is. And you can tell that she is speaking very carefully, unsure of who could be listening, you would imagine, rather than trying to be all buddy-buddy. A greater threat seems to be on the horizon.
Oh, a greater threat. Hmm. Okay.
Um, not sure how aware you've been made, but the fleets to the north have been burning.
We are very aware
Mhm.
of foreign ships.
According
Yep.
to the Lord, a militia from the north has begun to press coming south, and the Suns have been preventing them from getting any closer. It seems that Lord Angelo is taking steps to start a fire that leads all the way back to the capital.
All right. Well, nothing we can do but wait and see.
That the solution? I'm sorry.
It's going to be my current one.
I have promised
Ye-
my people that they are safe under my protection. If the crown cannot promise me that, then I will find a solution that makes it true.
If I may. And we see a furry finger raise as the Archbishop sits up at their position. Now, Orsa, would you roll a quick history check for me?
For sure. Oh, I'm great at those. Would be good if it wasn't from -4. 12.
Lovely. Now, the 12, that's not an excellent roll per se, but at the very least, looking at the Archbishop, you would know, probably having heard this in the past, you have ruled for a decent amount of time at this point. Archbishop Montecau comes from the Great Wood, or at the very least, their family did at one point. This elk person would have at one point been brought up with your beliefs. That said, as the Archbishop, they do not practice the same sort of spirituality that you know in the Great Wood. It is far different. While you come to your local spirits, there is a more traditional monolith of a religion throughout the continent, and especially here. Now, it is my understanding that at this time, there is no guarantee that any one faction will come out ahead. The sons of the South have very strong faith in their own strength, yes, but they would not be taking these steps if they were as comfortable as they have been in the past. As far as I'm concerned, if they really were ready to take the capital, so to speak, we would not have our wonderful king alive and well in this moment. He's tucked away somewhere quite safe for the moment. And speaking truthfully, while there are quite a few sons here in the castle, throughout the city there is maybe one of them for every 6th of our guard. Truthfully, they are spread far too thin. And while I do fear that they may increase in number as conquests outward continue, there is some time left to deal with that. My lord, stories from your time are still very, very well regarded here. And he smiles at you. And while I may not share your faith, I do have faith in you. This will be dealt with. It is their will. And they say this looking out toward a skylight toward the sun. They being their own gods.
Jake, I need you to check DMs.
I will check DMs right now.
Also, I had a question.
Oh, wonderful. All right, as I'm reading this, what's your question?
I wanted to use my warlock communication thing and ask Aso a question.
Yes.
Yeah.
Basically, I'm just gonna be like, you can't respond to me, but blink twice if you think this is bullshit.
He blinks twice.
Yawn once if you think this is a trap.
You know.
Or tap your finger if you think it's a trap.
Yeah. I tap my finger on the
Perhaps
best.
yawning at this meeting is not the
Yeah.
image we want to show.
Yeah,
That's
that's why I
exactly
changed
why
it.
I was like.
Also
"Mm."
stares
B
at
would
you like,
yawn.
yeah.
B would be like, these bitches. B is not yawned yet.
I do think it's interesting how technically B is not supposed to be here, but is in because there was stuff at the door that distracted all of us.
No one's questioned why B is here.
Things
No,
are
if I had
so
time, I
bad
would be
right
like,
now.
let's take her to a different room, but I did not have time.
You did not have time.
Kick her to B. B's gonna tell do the same thing but to Orsa and like update Orsa, be like, Aso thinks this is a trap. And it's bullshit.
I think it's the first time you see a little bit of relaxation on him. Not like any, he's still stiff, but just a little.
In B's brain right now, it's like, can I kill this guy? Could I just kill him? Like, just throw him out? I could do that. Who would stop me?
B, make a quick wisdom save.
16.
Okay. You hear in your mind, "We are not enemies, child, and I would appreciate it if you had a bit more faith for the moment."
Can B recognize the voice?
This is the Archbishop who is looking at you as if they are talking to you. They're not hiding that it's them so much as they're showing off that you're not the only one with a little bit of brain magic, so to speak.
B's just gonna stick out her tongue slightly.
They return it playfully.
This guy's good.
With that, Iris, been quiet, my friend.
I'm sorry, I had to like 5. What? Oh, I'm cutting out. Wait.
You are cutting out a little bit. Sorry. Oh,
Sorry about
Also, is no one gonna question why Iris is blue?
It's still blue.
do you say that in character?
No, I mean, I just like, wait. Orsa walks in with this random girl, and the head cleric is blue, and no one's gonna question it.
I mean,
I mean,
Druid.
Arch
First of all,
walking around.
yeah. Listen, Iris is the... Yeah.
My bad.
No, you're so good. You're so good. Close enough. I mean, to be fair, their head cleric is furry, so Iris being blue is not really an issue.
But like, they've
It's
never
not
seen her before?
The weirdest.
He's trying out a new style.
Also,
Probably
We're not gonna-
not.
no.
No.
they have not. Iris is incredibly young. Her family, not even people in her family held this position before her.
Okay.
Orsa's father would have had a completely different archdruid or archmage.
They're just like, yeah, this is this random child, basically. Random little brat that's threatening to kill
I
me.
will say,
And then
B
blue.
would be the most out of place here.
True.
Absolutely.
If anyone
Like, who's this street urchin?
wants to ask, I will happily entail, but
She tried to kill me, but I found her endearing.
well, no, I'm not telling them that.
wait. So what's been going on? What's
Okay, so to give you the TLDR, and everyone in the chat the TLDR, the Chancellor is like, hey, so literally like yesterday, one of the lords, the lord in charge of the Sons of the South, came up here and like settled in our castle for like a sixth of our guard. That's how many people she brought, right? And they are apparently fighting or pushing back against the northern lord, who has been burning ships and is apparently trying to spread that arson down toward the south. So the two of them are very busy, hence why there aren't more guards here. And this isn't really a coup as much as it is, well, a military occupation. That said, the Archbishop, Montecau, they and he, I think we've settled on. I love feeling that out as we go. They, he, she, if we're being honest. I love Montecau. Comes in and is like, this could be a lot worse right now. We have time to deal with this situation. Essentially imposing this sense of confidence despite how stressful the situation is. TLDR, there's a lot of people here, but they're not going to kill you yet.
yeah, cool.
Cool.
Great.
Yeah. But yes, Iris, I was basically just going to ask, as things go on, Watermelon Puppy, you feel under the table while attempting to remain calm, is restless and just sort of nuzzling up against your leg every now and again. I think you can hear them spitting a watermelon seed on the floor and then sucking it back up. Would you like to make an animal handling check to keep them comfortable?
Yes, please. Ooh, that's a good roll. Wait, 15. No, 25.
25. Let's
There goes my
go.
headphone cord. Wait.
All good. All good.
Sorry. I keep stepping on it. Wait. Okay.
Beautiful.
Sorry.
You're so good, bestie. With a 25, in this moment, I think you're able to send this gentle pulse of your druidic energy, and immediately you feel Watermelon Puppy sort of calm their nerves. And they also get down, and immediately you realize, oh, you've caused them to just fall asleep under this table.
Aw.
No one seems to pay you much mind. Although I will say, at one point, the Archbishop looks toward you instead of thee, and just sort of seems to nod, not approvingly or disapprovingly, but acknowledging you. You similarly occupy positions of magic and faith between these two cultures, with Orsa and the Great Wood being so tied to nature, and then, of course, the Archbishop being tied to the gods. TLDR. Similar spirits. As everyone holds these discussions around the table, I will say, at one point, there seems to be something approaching the door. We hear heavy footsteps, a single set of heavy footsteps.
Jug, did you check DMs?
I did, and it is all set.
Awesome.
That said, as the doors begin to open, standing there, very short, but in a very heavy set of armor, seems to be a member of the guard. I'm going to have them make a quick dex save. For those of you who don't know, you would now notice as the doors open, someone has very subtly cast grease upon the floor. And this person has a -1 to dex saves, by the way, so that's a 6 total. As this person clanks to the ground, slipping, and you could just hear the sound of their skull hitting the pavement through the metal.
Orsa does not stop himself from laughing at them.
B also laughs very, very loudly.
Iris gives
Yeah.
a little chuckle.
Also is also amused by this.
You watch as suddenly jumping up, the first thing they've said recently, the treasurer, James, is rushing forward, and Donaldson comes to pick this person up, looking toward the four of you, laughing, and is like, "This is one of our guys, you guys, come on."
Okay, but it was good prank.
I don't know who did it, but
Oh no.
They might have a concussion,
Humor
guys.
Humor is humor no matter who.
I wish it was
Okay,
me.
we've got lots of viewers here.
wish.
That's
We've got
not...
lots of viewers. They're going to be okay. Humor is humor even in tough times, okay? Lighten up.
You hear the Secretary of the Treasury whisper to this guard, I'm going to add this to... You're going to get a bonus for this. I'm so sorry. As they sort of pick up the guard before going back to their seat. The guard lets out a little shaky breath before taking off their helmet. And you see this person with just such a baby face. Your noblehood, I was just on my way to instruct you that the Lord is currently out for a small trip out of town. She said that she would be back tomorrow by sunset to meet with you, your majesty of the Great Wood.
He is expecting a meeting.
Yes, yes, your majesty. This is, once again,
When?
not one of the Sons of the South, so less information, but also they have their tongues, so that's nice.
Where?
I believe it was stated that you would choose the terrain as long as it was within 5 miles of the capital.
The capital that she has surrounded.
Yes.
So anything within 5 miles is her land. Well, except Colin,
Yes, yes, my lord.
how good are our ships anchored?
I've had them reinforced 3 times over.
Please let the lady in real quick before I say this in character. It's Lady of the South right now.
So, she uses she, her pronouns, but she calls herself the Lord of... So,
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Very
yeah.
chipset of her. Very cool.
of course. Lord
I
Justice.
think let Lord Justice know that she can find me 5 miles off the coast in one of my ships.
Yes, your majesty. Yes. And the guard puts the helmet back on, takes one big step around, and I'm gonna make another dexterity save as they step back into the green.
No. Is there anything I can do?
That's a 5 minus 1, that's a 4.
No.
Flip
Oh,
clang.
That sucks. Who could have done that?
You guys, come on!
Are you okay?
I'm fine. I'm going to...
Okay.
And they begin crawling away out of the grease pool.
Our janitors are pretty damn good.
Mm. That actually makes them bad.
I mean, a testament to their skill, really.
They make the floor slippery on purpose.
It's very clean.
Looks like oil.
As you
Or
say that,
grease.
immediately, not guards, but royal janitors begin coming into the room from either side to mop this
Royal
up.
janitors.
Royal janitors. Royal custodians. Also, you see them both give you the stink eye. They know.
Why are they giving me this stink eye? I didn't do nothing.
B pulls out a box of crackers and starts eating it.
Well,
I think
it
it's at
looks
this
like
point Orsa processes that bees in the room. She's like, oh, okay. I'm prepped for this sort of thing. Be behave.
That reminds me. Chancellor Megara speaks up. My lord, I suppose congratulations are in order. I was not aware that you had a ward.
Yeah, a recent development. It wasn't exactly supposed to be in this meeting, but seeing as we were rushed and, well, you know,
I'm very sorry about that.
it's okay. She's got to train for this sort of thing one day, so.
I'm here.
well, I think that this will be my cue to leave because there's nope, I'm not gonna wait around here all day, and I don't imagine this is where Orsa will be meeting our good friend. I'm gonna go.
Yes, I think that's appropriate. Oh, and of course, if you intend to go into the city, you're completely welcome to take one of our carts. This is going for. She is clearly referring to Orsa, B, and Iris. Also, you have your stuff. You do what you do.
Mm-hmm.
If you need anything at all within the walls of this castle, it will be attended to. Thank you. Oh, and my lord?
Yep.
I've been instructed to send a notice to you at sunset tonight. You should be expecting a messenger.
Do you know where from?
It's been queued up for quite some time. I think it's best to let it speak for itself. I'm not privy to that information. Sworn to. It comes from the top, I assure you.
Let's see.
On that note, oh, I'm so sorry.
I point a finger at Orsa and cast message. I need you to meet me. How many syllables is that? Two. Me. Laid her at your ship. 11 syllables, I believe that is.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Larissa is going to point back and do a thumbs up and a big, stupid smile.
Mm-hmm. And then I'm gonna climb out a window and leave.
You watch as the three remaining members of the council all look out the window at you. The treasurer waves. The archbishop sort of nods, not surprised. The chancellor holds her head in her hand.
So, is that like how they always escape? Is that regular?
Very, to be honest. You never quite get used to it, but you do learn to accept it.
I see. I see. See, what freaked me out the most was the entering through my window.
I wish he would stop, but he just won't stop, you know? It's like, the custodians work so hard. They'd like her, but
I will say my boots are worn but clean. I am not Peter Parker. I don't leave web fluid around New York City. All right, I make sure my
Is
boot
wet
prints
fluid what the
are
kids are calling
not.
it these days?
I don't. It may not be footprints, but at the very least,
I mean, the windows suck, but hey, that what I can only do so much.
you can only do so much. Fingerprints are fingerprints. Now, we're about to take our halfway break. Does anyone need to do anything before we do intermission?
No. Oh, by the way, can the viewers hear us during intermission?
Usually yes, because Draw does their thing.
Oh yeah.
Do
Never
you
mind though.
if you'd
Nope.
like, I could mute us from the viewers for a little bit.
Nah.
When I use that
Is it
ineffable,
Thursday?
the ineffable fucking like pause screen that we have.
Mhm.
I would, but I run the music through Spotify, so I wouldn't hear you. But
All right.
I could still use the pause screen and just turn off the stuff for a little bit.
I mean, that is up to you. am fine either way
Cool. Did you need to discuss?
because I can just
Yeah.
type.
I'd say
Sure, we are in Discord.
true.
Yeah.
Let's say type. Let's just say type.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Lovely. All right. Whoever needs to get up can get up. I will
I have a
stay.
question.
Yeah.
Before we leave, what is the position of people on this table?
I would imagine.
Like, where is B and who's B next to? That's my question.
Yeah, excellent. I would imagine that B, you're probably between Orsa and Cohen. And then I would imagine on the other side of Orsa would be Iris. And then further down we have we have the Chancellor and the Archbishop closer to sort of the middle, and the Treasurer would be on B's other side.
All right. B's gonna like lean over to offer Orsa a cracker, but like whisper in his ear real quick. The Archbishop can read minds.
Cracker. Orsa tries to eat it quietly, but it makes the worst, loudest sound known to man.
Did you hear what I said though?
Yes.
Okay.
Orsa, as you are chewing, you receive a sending in a raspy old voice. My friend, if you need a glass of water to go with that cracker, it can be arranged.
Question.
Yes.
When doing sending, does whatever you think next become a
I did
the
not cast
response?
sending. I cast message.
Oh no, you're so fine.
You're-
But I
you-
think Benny was suggesting whatever you think next, does that immediately become the sending? I'm gonna say not traditionally, but Orsa does have -4 intelligence, so why don't you tell me?
See, okay, but this could get real bad.
This is the Archbishop. You already know this is like the old great uncle at Christmas. Like,
Okay, so if I'm not all prim and
Racist.
proper to him,
Sorry.
listen, I'm saying for Benny. Benny knows Christmas. We don't have Christmas here. I'm sorry, everybody. You're right.
you're honest. So I don't have to be 100% prim and proper to him.
You're gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay. No, you don't have to be 100% prim and
Okay.
proper. But
Wonderful.
yeah.
Orsa, the first thing back is just I'm gonna need you to get out of my head. That's what I need. And then out loud, we'll say, we can just sort of speak. We don't have to magic our way about things.
This is kind of my gimmick. I'm not sure if you're aware.
It's tricky.
I'm not probing your mind. That was ascending.
Well, fine.
Are you good? Do you need... maybe you do need that water.
I am well hydrated, thank you. He takes another loud bite of a crack.
All right. Chancellor, can we break for lunch? And
Please.
sure enough, the Chancellor is just holding this entire palm over her face, and she waves, and the custodians leave, and I imagine, technically it's not even lunch. The sun just came up. It's breakfast.
Never too early.
Never too early. Gang, we're gonna take our quick little break, like I said. And
You bastard, respond to my DM.
I'm so sorry!
Oh,
I
my
said
bad.
Ben.
Oh, Ben.
Oh, my bad. I completely forgot.
Do you want B to tag along?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Cool.
He's gonna dive out the window.
Great.
Here.
I'm gonna catch B.
You catch B immediately. No check necessary.
Orsa
Just like
is
offers Orsa a
weakly
cracker that can
going
hear
to the
you.
window to
Woo!
make sure.
No, we're gonna stop that here. B's dead for all you know.
No.
Okay.
Cliffhanger, B jumps out the window.
Stealth versus
I would
perception. Orsa gets advantage because of dad senses.
Oh dear God.
Stealth.
against my stealth. Awesome. Let's
Yeah,
go.
it's also stealth,
Mm.
Ari.
Mm.
Good, because I only have a +5.
Yeah.
And also beat a nat 20.
Can also beat a nat 20. What's your perception modifier?
Oh.
Can also beat a nat 20.
I feel like I should give it to the nat 20, but I want to know what also rolls first, so we'll see.
That's a 31. Which, in layman's terms, is a nat 20.
Oh, you got a nat. Okay, then yeah,
Yeah.
sorry. I'm sorry, Benny. A nat 20 doesn't beat a nat 20 that turns out to a 31.
And I talked about you in therapy today.
God, that reminds
And
me
I'm
of when
going to again next week.
Jay used to say that when we were playing Chris's Straw together back in 2021.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people have said that to Ben.
Alright, let's take our break.
Okay, gang. See y'all soon.
See
Yeah.
you soon.
I'm sitting in my chair.
I'm gonna get some coffee.
Enjoy your
Okay.
coffee.
I am
Chat.
so excited for the rest of this session.
Me too. Draw?
I'm scared.
Aren't we all? Chat, I've got a question for you. Do you have an Amazon Prime account? There's a good chance you do. In this day and age, in this economy, who wants to pay $5 for shipping on a $5 item? Not me. I know that. I know that's for sure. Now, if you have an Amazon Prime account and you're sitting here in the stream, there's a good chance you have a Twitch account. Okay? Crazy concept that you have a Twitch account while sitting here on this stream. And I know you're probably itching to hit that sub button. But if you're anything like me, you also have no money, which is why you don't pay $5 shipping for a $5 item. Chat, I have some wonderful news. If you connect your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account, you get a subscription every 30 days for the cost of free $99. It's free. It's completely free with your Amazon Prime account. Chat, it's quick, it's easy, it's simple. You connect the accounts, you get a free subscription every 30 days. And you can give it to your favorite streamer. You can give it to your favorite Jag. You can give it to... I am the only other Twitch streamer in this call right now. Well, I don't know if Ben's on affiliate yet. But you get one, count it, one.
Am I affiliate yet? That's hilarious.
You know what? I don't know what your streaming patterns used to look like.
They weren't good back then. They aren't good now.
I didn't know that. Chat, you could give it to Jag. You could give it to me. But if you're sitting in this chat right now, you should probably give it to Jag. Chat, if you go under your video player and you hit that subscribe button, it's going to come up with all of your different options. But right above the sub and gift a sub button is going to be a little checkbox. And next to that little checkbox, it is going to say subscribe with Twitch Prime. And if you check that box and you hit sub, it won't charge you a thing. You get one free subscription with Amazon Prime every month. I will now proceed to take the longest amount of time to fill my water bottle from my fridge, because my fridge takes an outrageous amount of time to fill up water bottle.
Then use a sink.
Ew, sink water is gross though.
They come from the same place. The only difference between tap water and like fridge water is temperature. And even then, if you use ice, it's just better.
Hey,
Oh, shit,
gang.
it's just me. Oh, hi.
It's your girl. I've got 2 more bananas. Also,
I
For
have
the-
2 marshmallows.
for the record, Ari, there's
Hmm.
usually a filter on a refrigerator. Sinks, you usually have to buy the filter separately. So I imagine Draw would not have one of those.
Depends on the fridge. I do know what you're talking about, but they still come from the same water source.
That is true. That is true. You can only filter out so much. I can appreciate that.
If you think about it, all water was piss at one point.
And if you think about it, all piss was water at one point.
Yeah.
It's the
It's all
circle.
cyclical. Just cut out the middleman and drink some piss.
Ari, if our bodies are 80% water, is that correct?
Mhm.
Wouldn't that mean that if that's really a cycle, we are 80% piss?
Our blood is 80% piss.
I'll take that. Benny, what about
All
you?
water comes from something.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we're talking about being made of piss.
Yeah, I was actually asking Benny, not you, Ben, because I know that you're not a piss goblin.
I just heard Ben when I put down my microphone.
I understand. You're all good.
What's the question?
How do you feel about our bodies being 80% piss in the blood?
Say that one more time.
If water becomes piss and piss becomes water, then ultimately, is our blood 80% piss?
I think this is all squares are rectangles, but not all rectangles are squares.
I don't
argument
think you
that
guys
got
know
going
what
on
makes
here.
up piss.
No, I know what makes up piss, but this is much funnier than being, reasonable.
Piss is just impurities. Impurities in water.
Then you
I've
know.
returned with hydration and sustenance.
Great.
Piss.
What?
Huh?
It's in your bones.
No, we're a few steps before piss.
Mm.
I see, I see.
Hey
Give
yo.
it time.
Don't yo
Have
that.
we
Don't
Have
say
we
weird.
started?
You are. I'm
What?
not.
I was gonna say, have we started the Ari piss kink rumors?
Started.
Wait, you gotta stop right now. Timmy Twitcherson will not let me come back from that. There's no 3 strikes if we're talking about that.
My
You gotta
face?
stop.
Have I passed the torch?
Okay,
Oh, no,
Jack.
you're not free. You'll never be.
Yeah, draw.
Might I recommend you guys to my most famous sound clip on the ineffable emotes, real quick.
I don't think you should. I don't think you should play it.
I don't think you should play it. I'm pretty sure my soundboard's off and I'm on stream mode, but I still.
So I did. But
No, you just did it with your mouth. I'm dead now.
See, Jag, I don't know what you want when you put Ari, Benny, and I in a call together.
it's either fierce rivalry or piss.
I'm a treat to have on stream.
You are a treat to have on stream, Ben.
Don't count Ben out for capability to make piss jokes. Who do you think
No,
has started
I
all
was
of the
saying-
rumors about me?
That's
Rumors.
not what I was.
made it.
God, I love how this is what everyone assumes. I meant that I will say something that will get Jag her 3rd strike on Twitch.
I did something.
Ben
I
is
did-
not necessarily a piece to that puzzle, but Benny, Ari, the two of you most definitely are.
I've never broken terms of service once.
Nope, but you put me in conversations where I did.
I've
Womp
come
womp.
so close.
I feel that.
It's a womp womp draw Fortnite.
Speaking of whomping and omping, are we all ready to go?
Yes.
Wonderful.
Real quick,
Yes.
I want people to know I couldn't run today because my feet are hurt. So I couldn't run around the room, around my enclosure.
I was.
So
I
sorry.
wasn't questioning it, actually.
I wasn't speaking to you, I was talking to chat. So
Oh, my bad.
I will
I
say.
already mentioned to you that my feet were hurt.
Yeah. I'll tell you
Mhm.
what. Let me just. If we switch over to the table of dice and liars roll 20 real quick, which we're not using today, there's plenty of space for drawing. So while Benny's in recovery, if anyone wants to draw something like you're drawing on a cast, it's very nice. I love the roll 20. See, look, Benny's drawing right now. I don't know what it is, but that was a line.
Benny's gonna draw just circles like they're running around the enclosure.
Mm-hmm.
It is me running. It's fun.
I try not to use this for like dramatic scenes, but honestly, I love the roll 20, and I think everyone deserves the chance to draw while they're playing. It's good for stimming. Hey, look, That's blue. You switched to blue so you could write the word piss?
It's not me.
Who's writing piss right now?
I wonder.
But I only
Hey,
see Benny in the thing.
Wait,
Who's...
what?
What?
I...
Jag.
I'm not writing piss.
Jag?
Pizza.
It's okay if you are.
Guys, I wouldn't piss on stream. I wouldn't. Wait, Ari, is that you?
How do I get it back?
What evidence do you have for such an accusation?
You're the only one that draws the winky face like that.
It's true.
No,
Sorry? I can't find my original pink.
Who's the yellow one? Piss
This monster? What?
Anyway, we should probably get back to D&D.
Yeah, we should go back to D&D.
Let's get back to
What do
D&D.
you
This
mean?
was...
This is exactly what chat is here for.
Yeah, Draw, are you the frowny face, Draw?
Chat.
Dude, I
No.
don't have Roll20 open.
No,
Are we sure?
it's just me. It's just you and me in here.
So you were the one writing pizza the whole time?
No, I think
Oh,
we
you
know.
wrote Piss Master.
I did not write
I
this.
think Benny's just a manipulator.
So anyway, I'm just gonna switch back
Guys.
over to the big screen.
Master.
We're getting gaslit.
Speaking of getting gaslit, gang, back to D&D. Okay, so to be so perfectly clear, sunrise is just happening as we speak, which means you have 2 full days. I'll give you like a long rest, but don't worry about that right now. I'm just saying that, like, you know, you've got all your spell slots, you've got all your HP for the day to come. If you want to go shopping,
need 'em.
if you want to role play, it's all up to you. I was thinking we can go in whatever order makes you folks the most comfortable. What'd you like to do now that you're here? I will say, if you go shopping, I have allocated a group fund of 3,000 gold pieces, or 1,000 gold pieces each, since you guys are members of the noblehood. That said, Benny, as B's not dad, if you want to cut down B's allowance, I do think that's a little funny.
The fuck? What have I done to ever lose my allowance?
It's gone now.
Oh,
You're dead in the eyes of the law.
that's true. I did just jump out a window after handing Orsa a cracker.
If I can confirm that she's alive, I will find her to give her the allowance.
Cohen,
Um,
Cohen sends B ascending. If you don't tell Orsa you're alive, you're not getting your spending money for the shops. Also, we love you. Please don't be really dead.
You really need to learn Awakened Mind.
Do you-
Already have it. Lol.
Having a
So
brain.
that's something that
Yeah.
would cut your allowance, actually.
I
Yeah.
I will give her the entire allowance, but I do have stipulation.
At one point, B, do you go back to get this allowance, knowing that you have to pick it up first?
I think the thing I'm doing with Aso kind of takes a little bit more priority,
I understand.
but I will return for the allowance.
Cohen comes to you, Orsa. She'll be back. She always comes back.
Hopefully.
I'd like to say Gobi is left there.
Especially for money.
Can Gobi do a little crab dance on the table? See, that's how we know she's alive.
And to see if my friend is following us, I say in Thieves' Camp, while carrying Babe, hey, I don't know how many of my guys are dead, but I need them all at Orsa's ship sundown tomorrow.
You receive very quickly back. B, you wouldn't recognize it as you are not a rogue, but also for you, it's almost just like whispers on the wind. That said, it's very windy. You're climbing down the side of a castle, I imagine. So B, you're not getting this.
Mhm.
We'll make sure to have as many people as you need. do you think it would be wise to send some smaller ships so we're not putting all of our eggs in one basket?
Oh, absolutely. That is absolutely the plan.
All right, it shall be done.
All right.
And
Time to chat with some old friends.
I love the implication that your people can also walk on walls, and on top of that, with the invisibility, like
At least this guy.
at least this one. Hey, this guy,
Like,
love this guy. You can walk on walls, disappear, and fly?
well, he doesn't need to walk on walls if he can fucking fly.
Walk
Meanwhile,
on
also
walls,
just holding
disappear,
B
can't fly.
casually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's something I could do.
It's like
Yeah.
holding a wet cat.
So what are you two going to do?
We're going to the Thieves Guild,
Yay!
which is why I didn't let Orsa see where we were going.
That makes sense. All right. So we've got about 45 minutes left in session. Uh, we can do the Thieves Guild first with B and Aso, or Iris and Orsa. If you're going shopping, we can do that. Or if you want to do something else, let me know and we can decide where it goes in the order of events.
I will say the stipulations for B when given the money is no bombs
I
and
can,
learn
can
one
find
recipe
that.
while you're out.
Cohen sends you this through the second sending of the day.
B replies with a thumbs up emoji.
Cohen gives a thumbs up that looks so bee-like, you think for a moment that the wrist is possessed. All right. B, one way or another, you'll have your money eventually.
Somehow B returns with money.
I believe it.
I mean, we've got the company car, so
Ah, we do.
Oh dear Lord.
That's true. And what about... Yeah, sorry.
No, don't worry about it.
So I imagine you're going to the shop. You're going to the normal, just the shops.
I'm going somewhere.
Where are you going?
At first, it's just a walk. You know, see where the wind takes him.
You can DM me the destination. I'm very intrigued.
I don't have one.
Oh, gotcha. It's just starting off as a walk, and
He's just-
I'll send you
He's
on a
just
little trip.
going to see. He's going to see the town.
Good, good. Sorry, understood. Autism. Great. What about Iris? Is Iris going to the shops? What's Iris gonna do?
Iris is gonna go shopping.
Let's go! Take your 1000 GP.
Woo!
Ooh. All right. We're gonna open up with the Thieves Guild, just because that seems like a good place to open up. Draw, I'm gonna send you a list of like some items, and then I think actually I'll tell you what. Why don't you just write to me in DMs if there's anything you'd like, and then when we get to the shopping segment, we can talk about it a little bit more.
I don't have anything off the top of my head I could possibly tell you.
All right, never mind. Then I'll send you my thing when the time comes.
Woo.
Woo. So, also, B, as you go into the city, also you lead B through the streets, through alleyways, and eventually you find yourselves at what seems to be almost like an old barn that's been turned into part of a tavern and ale house. The door seems to be just about boarded up, except for, of course, a little chute that comes open from the inside for people to peer through.
Mm.
You would, of course, know the appropriate code to get in.
I get to I get to sing it
Lovely.
or whatever they need me to do.
Absolutely. I think you are able to give the appropriate clearance through Thieves' Con. And eventually, the door begins to slide open. B, you see a pit. There is no floor. There is just a drop. Also, this is fine.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you mind holding me again? I don't want to. I don't want to deal with that personally.
Well, it's all right. And I jump in.
Lovely. Also,
Oh, it's a okay.
you jump down holding B, and as you soar through this almost like a vacuum, you feel your descent slow very quickly. Also, you would know that there are runes in place to cast Featherfall if certain conditions are met. TLDR, B, if you had tried to explore this and also wasn't here and you jumped down, you would not have gotten Featherfall. Just
I would
want
just grip the wall like a
Yeah.
just like a cockroach and just go down.
Lovely. Eventually, though, you do reach the ground. The stones at the bottom are soft enough. I mean, not literally soft, but your landing is pleasant. You see two, not literal barn doors, but these enormous wooden doors in front of you. When you get to the bottom of this chamber, it isn't lit, but you see light coming through from beneath the doors.
Mm-hmm.
They slowly open up, and you find yourself in the Undercity. B, have you ever heard of, say, the Underdark?
No.
Lovely. I want you to imagine crystals of pink and blue and purple lining the ceiling down here. I'd like you to imagine building after building after building, little stalls with tarps over the top, people in hoods going from place to place. It's cozy down here.
What the fuck? Okay, yeah.
Welcome.
Sure. Yeah, you can just have a city underground. Phenomenal.
Well, I don't, but
Well, I didn't expect you to be lord of this land. If you did, I would be astonished.
I wish.
So what are we doing here? What's happening? What's up?
Well, we need to talk to a guy, or we need to talk to we need to talk to someone. Um, so I was I understand the current plight that my associates are under, but I don't think I want to let the knights continue to be here. So yeah.
Fair. They're very sketchy.
Yeah.
You have got to stop using so much water.
Now, to take a moment, also, B, you would know that, well, also, you would know that the Undercity, while not necessarily a full city, is a pretty expansive series of neighborhoods that line up with the above ground. There are locations where if you need to meet up with your people, your especially stealthy people, not just the crew that the city sent with you, you can usually find them hiding around a few spots. I'd say you have about 3 safe houses down here, essentially. Additional,
Well,
yes.
I'm probably going to attempt to stop by at least the 2 biggest.
Lovely. Would you like to roleplay both of those out, or would you like to essentially pick one and say just how things are going down?
Yeah, I'll pick one.
Lovely. We stop to the first, narratively, and as you arrive in Thieves' Con, there's essentially claimed by Aso. Or however you prefer it. But the point is, people know to steer clear of this place unless they're here for you. And as you open the doors, dozens and dozens of your people are here exchanging rations, cleaning their weapons, going over maps, resting. And they all turn their attention as you open the door.
Yeah, howdy.
You hear in unison, Kiowdy!
All right.
What the fuck?
This is B. Let's see. So, I'm sure most of you are aware of the current occupation of the Sons of the South here in the capital. Are we clear on that?
A lot of people are looking at you, nodding, but you see several more looking down toward the floor. You see at least a few people with bandages on their arms or around their legs. And while everyone seems to be in good enough condition, you know, some of them are all too aware of the Sons of the South's new status here.
Yeah. You see, I don't particularly like individuals coming in killing our guys, enforcing their rules, their laws on us. That's not cool. So, with a little bit of help from a couple of friends at the Great Wood, dabble in some assassination. The Sons of the Night are led by a tyrannical ruler, one that if they fall, this image of the power that they have ceases. I don't plan on killing every son of the South in the capital. That's insane. But what I do want to do is at least get rid of their leader, Hero, Justice, whatever their name is. Justice. That's the name.
Wait, their name is Hero Justice.
I know.
That has to be a fake name, right?
Insufferable.
Okay.
So once they fall, I plan on not killing the Sons of the South, rather adding them to our own power, among our own ranks. I know many of you might feel conflicted about that after the time, but just as you will be, They are soldiers following orders. If they don't, I've seen what happens to them. It's not great. You know how you guys get like benefits and you get dismissed, right? Worst case scenario, you get maybe dishonorably discharged. Yeah, they lose their tongues.
Few of the greener members do gasp or cover their mouths at this, but most of them nod, understanding the situation all too well.
This isn't the same. This isn't the same thing as what we usually do here. This isn't a fight grab. This isn't cash grab. This isn't information dealing. This is a fight against tyranny. Now I need to know. Now you all have your own choices in this. So but I do need to know how many of you are with me and how many of you plan on staying down here. I need numbers.
Also, I need a perception check before I tell you whether or not it's with advantage or otherwise. Although you are their leader, so it is likely with advantage. B, is there anything you would like to do? To
He's
maybe
just like standing there next to Aso. But like she's also looking around a bit. She's had some like connections with criminals in the past, and like she's dealt with like an underground mafia at one point. So she's kind of like looking for familiar sights, if anything.
as you look about, give me a quick perception check.
Ooh, I will say also, she's looking for a very specific wanted poster.
Wonderful.
One more time, what am I doing?
Buddy, you're making a perception check. Thank you.
Alright. I can... Where the fuck is that? There it is. That's a 14.
A 14 is not spectacular. That said, as you're looking about, you could imagine that a few of these people are not just from the capital. No, more than a few. These people are from all over the place as they've gathered here in the Undercity. You could imagine that while you might not know anyone by their face, many of them have come from that same sort of lifestyle. Maybe some of them from that very same mafia. As for your wanted poster, there are not wanted posters per se. You can imagine that some of these people do hunt bounties, but the walls are not currently lined with that sort of thing.
She's mostly looking for like a name, if that makes sense.
Absolutely. I'll give you, with a 14, you can tell that
Should I say the name before I do it? It's not her name.
Go for it.
Grey Castle.
With a 14, you do not see the name Grey Castle.
Alright.
That said, with the 14, you catch a glimpse of someone at the back of the room, their hood up, a stouter, shorter figure, staring at you rather than Aso. They quickly turn, sitting on a staircase and looking toward some of their companions. With that, also, roll your persuasion with advantage as their fearless leader.
I will say B points to that woman and like nudges Aso. I was like, what?
Also, you are able to make note of this, of course.
Ben, you're muted.
Yep. I acknowledge that, but the roll was a 24.
That's wonderful. With a 24, as you look around the room, many of these people are scared. Plenty more of them are pissed. And lucky for you, there isn't anyone here that wants to step aside and let this new group come in and take over their city, take away their way of life. And many of them begin to stand. It's almost like a flood, and unfortunately, B, that makes it impossible for you to see that person at the back who seems to have slipped away from the moment. But they are standing with you. And I imagine the same will go for the following warehouse that you check out. Like I said, each of these buildings, there are you dozen. I mean, you have maybe a little more than 60 people in this one, as it is very large, even if not everyone is present. This is a decent-sized militia, though, and adding them to your forces will be very helpful in what's to come.
All right.
Ari?
Well.
Sorry.
Oh.
I'm just going to
Nope,
DM
go
Ari.
ahead.
Please say your thing.
All right. Well, I'll have a contact to reach out about the plans, but for now, spread yourselves throughout the city. I need constant surveillance on the Suns. Any important information, get it back to me or get it to a Capitol Guard, but actually don't give it to a Capitol Guard. Find me or any of the other members of the Great Wood. Or if you can find her, Saris. All right, but I'm happy to have you all with me.
You get some smiles, a few grins, even if this isn't the most joyful group. And quickly they begin to spread out, either getting back to their planning or moving right away out to the streets and ready to disperse into the streets above. Hey B, what's your passive perception again?
11.
Cool.
I'm also looking for what's my passive. My passive perception is 20.
Cool. B, you do not pick up on this. Also, as people are flooding out the door, you see what seems to be a paper airplane coming toward B's head, not shooting at her, but sort of gently landing in her hood.
It seems you got a message. I point to the plane.
Huh? Oh, shit. Pulls out paper airplane, looks at it.
B, you find yourself looking at an address. An address, not for a home, but also, as you know the turf, an address for a restaurant in the capital. And a time. About 6 p.m.? It
I
seems
can take you there if you need.
Perhaps.
Or I'd drop you back off with Orsa. Cause
I mean, you know the city more than I do, and I don't believe Orsa's been here in a while, so I'll follow you.
All right. What time is it now?
Sunrise just happened. You've got like 12 hours, maybe 11.
I mean, I assume that between us traveling down here and then talking to both houses, that would be it would have been a while.
Definitely. If you want to go
Not
ahead to
to
after you've
6,
right.
but like
No, yeah. Once you've talked to the second house, if you want to time skip to about there, I was going off of the first one. Then by then that's definitely another hour and a half or so. But in my mind, the sun rose around 7
and
a.m. So now, yeah, it's 9 hours.
I want any clerics like because I assume there are probably some trickery clerics down here. Um, any clerics I can find willing at the third safe house. I want to set up a little med hub for anyone who's been hurt by the suns or just any members of my crew.
Perfect.
Turn it into a mini hospital.
I think that's very good. The mini hospital is set, and before long, you can already see people coming in for their scrapes and bruises, though you're sure that worse is to come. Those who have already been dealt with worse aren't coming there, they're being buried.
Mm-hmm.
But you'll be ready, especially now. Lovely. Now, I only have draw until about 12:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, so I'd love to get to Iris next. Is that okay, Benny? You're muted, so I'm gonna hope that's
I
it.
can
Sorry,
roleplay a
just having
conversation
trouble
with
getting
Asa.
to Discord.
Oh.
I'm good.
All good. And, sorry, Ari, were you asking to roleplay a conversation?
No,
real
I
quick?
could do it later, but I was like, if needed, I can roleplay a conversation with Asa.
No, we're good. It's probably better to do the Iris stuff.
Fair.
Iris, you're going shopping.
I
Hey.
am.
So, you are a druid, and you do have your magics. You have about 1,000 GP. I did prepare some fun stuff that I'm gonna say for the rest of you. You could definitely look into investing in as well. Okay. Um, Ben, I'm probably now. Here's the thing. These are like I set these up thinking about the individual level. Obviously, you have entire troops, so if we're worried about that sort of thing in the future, like munitions, we'll deal with that. But TLDR, just some items I had prepared. Uh, there are a number of magical rings that can be purchased in the city. Spell scrolls are entirely possible to pick up, and magical arrows, while generally kept for, well, the military or certain bounty hunters, I will say for those of you in the Undercity, it is very easy to pick some up. That is to say, much easier than if you were trying to topside. Is Iris looking for magical weapons, magical armor, fun stuff? What would make Iris happy? What would best fit you at this time?
When you say magical armor, do you mean like some nice? Wait, let me check something.
Take your time.
Sorry, I like spontaneously remembered that spellcasters. Yeah, spellcasters don't fuck with armor all that much.
Right. If you need a cloak of protection or a ring of protection, those are entirely possible to pick up.
Yeah. Kind of magical weapons are we talking?
I'm so glad you asked. Okay. So, as we established, you are a druid, and that means traditionally you cast with your spells. You're not so worried about weapons. That said, spell slots do run out eventually. It's possible to pick up staffs. Staffs often contain extra spell charges, though it's going to be a bit on the pricier side, since not everyone coming through the city is, an archdruid looking to win a war. Uh, Alternatively, weapons are possible. I believe as a druid, you can use at least some types of swords, knives, etc. And if you wanted, say, a +1 weapon of some kind, you could absolutely look into that. It's totally up to you. We could roll persuasion to see what sort of bargains you're able to get in the city, or we could roll investigation to see how good the things you find are. And if you prefer to roll with a different stat, you can absolutely argue that, and we'll go for it.
Hmm. Uh, how about investigation, like to see what I can find, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Cool. Oh. Um, that's a 5.
Iris, you are looking through the city, and eventually you come upon a weapon shop. You enter, and you see an old soldier sitting in a rocking chair at the front. They look toward you, and you see they take their little feathered cap and set it on the counter. You remind me of myself at your age. Do you know that?
Oh.
Yeah. You look like a strong woman in need of much guidance, much power to make it through this crazy world. Am I wrong? Am I wrong?
Oh. No, no. I did come in here looking to buy a few things, so I suppose that's one way to put it.
Come forward, come forward. And you see them gesturing for you to come over to the counter as they sit in this rocking chair. Do you step forward?
Yeah.
Lovely. The nights, they're so dark. But with this. And they set a sickle that sort of has a curvature to it that reminds you of a crescent moon. Your nights will never be dark again. Draw a sickle does 1d4 damage traditionally. That said, this particular sickle, a moon sickle, a +1 weapon, gives you a +1 to attack and damage rolls, not to mention spell attack rolls and saving throw DCs. Additionally, you can use this as a spellcasting focus. Finally, when you cast a spell that restores hit points, you can roll a d4 and add the number rolled to the amount of hit points restored, as long as you are holding this sickle. Isn't it beautiful?
Quite.
My wife, Lyra, carved it out of what was it? The moon rocks. Fell just outside of the capital 50 years ago. And I offer it to you for 900 gold pieces.
Well, I must say, it's beautiful. I do already have a sickle of my own.
But it's magic for the moon. The moon.
That is true, but I 900 gold pieces for another sickle.
We can bargain. We can bargain. Name your price. Name your price.
Hmm. Hold on.
Yeah, and just to be clear, this is the part where you can roll persuasion if you'd like to get a lower price. Or if you want to do anything funny, you can cast a spell.
I could cast a spell.
You can enchant this person. I'll let you do a bunch of things.
Wait, sorry, I was just looking up to see what a sickle usually costs. Because as I said, I do actually have a sickle.
Right. A normal sickle is 1 GP. This is a magic weapon that also buffs your healing slightly and, you know, buffs your spell casting.
Yeah. What am I looking for? Oh. I'm sorry. I always, like, actually being prepared for stuff, you think that that's something I remember to do? This one, I think. You know what? You said persuasion?
Yeah, definitely.
I love taking a billion hours to look through stuff and then just, you know.
You're so good.
It's time to find another dice.
Take your time. It's okay. You're doing great.
No, that was a nat one. Coming to a whopping total of 3.
A 3 on persuasion with a natural 1. What do you say to this person?
I don't even know.
Wait a minute. Do you think my wife's handiwork is ugly?
No.
I'm gonna roll a Constitution saving throw. Roll 1d20. Their modifier is -4, like Benni, by the way.
What?
Now you know that comment was not needed. You know you did not need to make that comparison.
That's an 8 -4. Iris?
Yeah.
Their eyes flutter closed, and they drop the sickle on the counter. You hear a snore. Now, Iris. Watermelon Puppy, you find, climbs up on the table next to you, looking at you and nudging the sickle forward. Iris, what would you like to do? It'd be so crazy if the shopkeep gave you a big discount and just forgot. I mean, if you left like even some gold on the table, they'd have to assume that they just misplaced the rest when they went into what, a narcoleptic episode? I don't know.
You know what? Iris takes the sickle and leaves 250.
250. Very nice.
I don't.
I'm proud of you. That is going to mean that you have what? 750 remaining. 750. Very good. 750
Yes.
GP. Very good. Did you want to get to any more shopping tonight, or did you want to leave it here? We could always resume next week.
You know what? I'll leave it here.
Lovely. Let's see. I don't know if you can find a moonsicle on what you use, but it's a +1 moonsicle. It's a +1 weapon and a +1 spell focus, so pretty good. And like I said, whenever you cast a spell to heal, you can roll a d4 and add that to the amount. Above table, gang. Iris has already done this. We've completed this roleplay scene. Do you know how much a moonsicle is normally?
No.
No.
I'm guessing more than what this was offered.
1,500. Not 900, 1,500.
Oh wow. Iris might as well have just not left anything on that table.
Additionally,
Another day, another victory.
another victory. This person's wife made this sickle. They were giving it away for a 900 GP. Either way, Iris has it now. This is meta talk. I don't know what's going on with that thing. Let's worry about that later.
Okay, wait, can you like DM me the
Yeah, absolutely. I will DM you the stuff so you can jot down whatever you need to on your character sheet. Woo! With that,
Iris will feel guilty for the rest of her entire life.
Good.
you listen to the puppy. That's all that matters. On that, draw. If you want to stay and call, you may. If you want to take your leave, you are absolutely welcome to.
Yeah, I'm gonna take my leave.
Have a great night, Draw. Thank you for everything. It's been so much fun.
Of
Can't wait to see you next
course.
time.
See y'all. Jack, be real. I'm gonna talk to at least one of you guys within the next like 24 hours.
Yay! True.
See you guys.
Bye.
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 What a nerd.
They're like probably cursed.
Mhm.
Anyway, hi gang. We're gonna catch up with Orsa now. B, if you want to find Orsa after going through everything with Aso, you are welcome to. Or if you don't want to, that's fine.
I was gonna have a conversation with Aso at some point, so maybe we could be on our way to Orsa.
Yeah,
So this can happen after.
Let's see. Sure, we'll open up with Orsa and then we'll cut back to you. Orsa,
Yes.
you're walking
I
through.
have learned information, by the way.
You walk through the city, and it's peaceful. I mean, it's early in the morning, absolutely. But as the sun moves up and up and up into the sky, it's not as bad a day as it could be. Absolutely not. And so, as you move through and you find eventually one of those spots of grassland with a gazebo and benches and a fountain, you come face to face with your own likeness. Something you missed on your way up. A young Orsa Lyjust, swinging both arms in the air, grinning a grin that you don't necessarily recognize.
How young do I seem in it?
15 years younger.
Oh. What's math? 15.
I think we've discussed that you're like 38 to 40.
I am. On my sheet it says I'm 43.
43,
So that's like
43.
later 20s.
Later 20s. Still in your prime. Still looking pretty good.
Is someone like, is there anyone passing?
You can tell based off of the way that the arms are sort of more worn, that some kids were here recently, but right now it seems that people have dissipated a little bit. There's someone reading a book here and there, and maybe some people that have just left having an early breakfast at the gazebo, but it's relatively empty right now.
He's gonna like stare up at it and then try to mimic the smile. Just like, is it? That's what I look like.
As you
I think.
stare
Mm.
and smile, you feel a tap on your shoulder, like someone just jumped up, and then you hear them falling back down in the grass behind you.
Gonna dramatically turn around.
You turn, and you see what would be a child, if not for just the massive mess of hair in the face. You can't even see eyes or a mouth.
He's gonna put his hands on his hip and say, "Who dares interrupt my walk?"
Up,
I just,
up,
up?
up.
What? I am a fierce warrior. How dare you make request of me? Don't you know who I am? And he, as he's saying this, he's going to pick up the child and, like, for a second hold him so he's looking him in the eyes and goes, I am a lord of the Great Wood. I don't just follow random commands. No, he's turning to put him towards the statue. It's like, and I will not be disrespected like this. Now tell me, young man, or young child, tell me what is your name and where are you from?
As you set the child down, they seem pretty happy. And as you finally see them hold on to the younger Orsa, they lean back, get the hair out of their face, and you see, covered in freckles and a tan, little green eyes staring back at you, as this dirty blonde child looks you up and down. Azure. I'm Azure. I'm from here.
Ezra of what house?
My mom.
What is your mom's last name? She's got two names, right? Do you know her first and last name?
Yeah.
What
I'm gonna have the child roll an intelligence check.
Do you know your mother's last name? And in turn, yours.
19. It was Ymir until last fall, and now it's Torin.
I see. Well, I will have to speak to this great matriarch of the house. See, this deed cannot go unpunished. You have dishonored me, Ezra.
The child is going to look at you, then look toward the fountain. You're going to watch as the child lets go and begins to fall back into the water.
Does it look like he might hurt himself, or
No, kid's just kind of vibing.
Real.
There's a splash in the water. The child pops up, gives you a funny little salute. I will be ready.
Oh, will you?
And very quickly, Kid's just gonna run off. Now, as Azure heads on his merry little way, you might see a reflection in the water. Are you smiling now?
Perhaps. Maybe. You know, wouldn't you like to know? Yes.
You and the statue look a little more similar than before.
He'll look down at the water. Being a religious man, there is a spirit of the water. We'll take this as like it speaking to him.
Mhm.
Be like, okay, well, I get your message, but I'm not exactly in control of how often I'm around kids. If you want that about me, then you send someone about it.
Hey, sorry. Are you... I just want to make it so clear. Me as the DM, step away for a moment. Are you inviting the spirit of the water to help impregnate your wife?
I mean, it's half a joke, but also water does have a lot to do with life in Finnish spirituality.
I agree. This is...
I think you're phrasing it as to impregnate your wife is a weird way of phrasing it.
I agree. You're
I
suggesting
reject
for
that
fertility,
phrasing.
right? To like, hey,
Yeah.
if this is gonna happen, I'm saying it in the
I
funny
think-
way because this is a D&D stream and it's about 12:37 a.m.
I do welcome anything to help bless Elijah's family with a child. However, he's not specifically thinking, yes, life-giving water, impregnate my wife. Just
Life-giving
want to
water.
establish that's your mentality.
Of course, of course. I think you feel good about this. I think you feel the presence there. And as you say this, sort of speaking this into the universe, even if this is a private conversation, we cut to B and Aso. So I imagine the two of you are now topside?
Yep.
Great.
Or at least I am.
Lovely.
He's been following you, man.
Hey B, do me a favor. Roll a D100.
Oh my god. Horrible. Perhaps was this from a certain smelly fella that I know?
No.
Okay, horrible. 75.
Great. Along the way, you somehow or other managed to find about 75 gold pieces.
Huh. My lucky day.
We had made a joke earlier about you coming back from the Undercity with money. This was that. Please continue.
So like B and Aso are like we're now no longer in the Undercity.
Yes.
Are we just casually walking through the streets?
Only if you want to, but I would imagine it's very easy
Ben, what
to...
do you think?
Yeah, Ben.
We're both the rooftop warriors.
Fair.
You walking on the roofs again?
Yeah.
Let's go. Okay, yeah. The buildings are tall enough that I don't think people are like noticing all of a sudden and like scared like they'd be over in the Great Wood.
B's like walking behind Aso, like her hands like behind her head, and she's just like, so you're connected in the criminal underworld, right?
Quite a bit, no?
How connected? Is it just like the capital or like more?
Well, you can't know information without, dabbling in information in other places. So I'm pretty all around.
Cool. I've been looking just casually for some information on something. You don't happen to know the name Grey Castle, do you?
Let me roll a history check.
I will say, way back when, when you and Bear privately resurrected that person, you did at one point learn the name Grey Castle. And Grey Castle being one person in a party of less adventurers, more killers roaming the land for a few years. At least that's how they are remembered by your sources.
Interesting. Great Castle. Not a lot of great things.
I wouldn't imagine, no. Any like recent wanted posters or like hits out for him? Just curious.
Are there?
Is that question for me or for B?
Both.
Lovely. For
I did
me,
DM Ben a lot of information. It was like just in
I
case so he
did
has
not
something
read
to,
a
like,
lot of information.
I was like, if he like, he's well connected. If he wanted to know, I imagine this would be something he could know.
yeah. Ben, I'm gonna say.
I'm reading.
Yeah. Go for it.
If not, I will give a brief recap for the stream.
If you'd like to, by all means. Ben, the answer
Sorry,
is the answer is
Jake, what were
yes.
you saying?
If there was any like recent wanted posters out for his arrest or like a hit on him.
Probably, yeah.
Oh, lovely.
Correct.
Can't tell you where they're from, but
Any
Not-
recent sightings, perhaps?
Grey Castle? Of Grey Castle or of a wanted poster?
It's, the man. If not, that's fine. Just curious.
I mean, was that not who that was that you were pointing me towards in the room?
I don't believe so. I think Gray would have come up to me at least.
Well, yeah, it's weird. Then no, probably not.
My bad. Although we do this invitation to somewhere.
Mm-hmm. All
knows,
right.
maybe-
Well, do you want to find Orsa before or after you do that?
I feel like we probably should meet up with Orsa.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's go.
You see that statue of him? He looks young. Not like a fossil, like a young man.
I know.
I
It's
couldn't-
weird.
It's very strange. I could never DH him in my brain.
Truly the oldest among us. Yeah.
I'm gonna need also to drop an age check right now. I'm gonna need that birthday.
Also
right
is
this
25.
God damn it. Got the air of someone with wisdom.
Should we go
Wisdom
find him?
does
or,
not
like-
have to be earned through age.
Okay, well, define other efficient sources.
You allocate the stat points, obviously.
Yeah. Come on.
Anyway, should we go find him?
Yeah. Probably.
Lovely.
We
So,
have, like, a network of spies we can use to go track Orsa.
We need
It's
to
not
just
hard to
him. He's a
find
very
Orsa.
large man.
a very
Counterpoint,
large man in front of a
Jake.
statue of a
big
very.
city.
Counterpoint, Jeg.
Yes?
What Orsa is trying to do is supposed to be a surprise. So, I would imagine, especially knowing his friends are out and about in the town, I think he is trying to be sneaky. Or just be aware of who sees him.
All right. Okay, with that then. With that. Benny?
Yeah.
I'd like you to roll a stealth check for me. I'm going to DM you something.
Okay.
Keep the number to yourself for now.
Anyway, so that's how I was in prison the first time.
Real.
Just fun stuff.
Yeah,
Just me and my group of problematic bachelors. Or widows. That, there's a fine line between both.
Hmm.
There was
I
this
mean-
one...
You say problematic widows or bachelors?
Yeah,
I mean, the line is.
do you
Yeah.
not become a bachelor again after you become a widow?
Oh, that's what you meant. I mean, I always assumed that bachelors were like, you know, guys that wanted to date. So I mean, if they want to date, then I would assume so. Yeah.
Mm.
I don't think the terms are mutually exclusive. You know.
I could be a widowing bachelor.
A
In fact,
widowing-
that is my goal in life now.
That is an interesting goal.
I just saw Jag's eyes like squinting. What the fuck?
Also, would you like to make that investigation check?
Investigation. Yes.
You're hunting someone down.
Investigation. Lucky you.
When is Orsa's birthday?
What?
When is
That is a
Orsa's birthday?
14. So
I will say, realistically, we already established you've got the guild around. You can have advantage.
Early spring is Orsa's birthday. I don't know what day, but early spring.
That's true.
April 1st.
That's too late in
What's
spring.
14 plus 4?
May
18?
Yeah, sorry, you said 14 plus
Wait,
4
I
isn't
don't want him
18,
to be an
yes.
Aries. Hold
Yeah.
on.
Okay. With an 18, you're looking about, trying to find Orsa. It's very difficult. For some reason, people seem to be under the impression that he's gone back to the castle.
I just don't think that would be the case, but
I mean, we can go to the castle and wait for him.
yeah. I don't imagine he'll be returning to the castle though.
You think he is gonna be with him? Or did they just leave? Did they just leave him there?
That's a good question.
Yeah, fair. Wait, what are we doing? We could just find Cohen.
Real.
That guy could spill the beans easily. Where can we find Cohen?
Okay. Alright, gang. You're looking for Cohen.
I will use thaumaturgy if I need to.
B, you're hunting someone down. Investigation, but you've also got Osso on your side. That's advantage.
Investigation. Oh, what? Oh, no fucking need. Natural 20.
With a natural 20, you find Cohen patrolling the streets. Not necessarily openly patrolling, but very clearly walking up and down. And at one point, the pacing stops, and Cohen makes eye contact with you from down the street.
He wants to swoop down on Cohen like Batman.
You swoop down, and Cohen is going to, like a counter Batman, swoop back about 10 feet. Hi. Hi, B.
Where can we
Oh.
find him?
Cohen's eyes start to the left, then to the right. Then upward.
Is he dead?
No! No, he's not dead.
Then why'd you look up? That is the instinctive, like, he's dead.
This city goes up a hill. He points off. Last I checked, he was returning to his quarters.
Okay. But if we don't find him there, I'll make you sing again.
Please don't. You won't enjoy it. I won't use the good part of my range.
But I'll do it in the middle of a meeting. And it will be hilarious for...
I just want to remind you that you make my life very interesting.
You took away my way to... You took away my ability to speak. We don't have that commonalities yet.
I didn't say you make my life full of joy and happiness and kindness and warmth. I said interesting. But I
cast
appreciate-
darkness in this street and then fade into the darkness. Like some man bat.
Fair enough. Cohen's gonna tap something on their finger. And you see one of the rings that Cohen wears sort of glow ever so slightly. B. What is your passive insight?
11.
You might be getting magic missiled from this ring. What do you do?
Murder in the
Eldritch
streets.
blast right back.
Roll to hit.
That is a 10.
Wonderful. That misses. I need you to know that the insight was because it was a minor illusion as a deception. You were not actually being shot by a magic missile. And we watch as Cohen, once again, Batman's out of the way as your Eldritch Blast goes wide, thankfully shooting into the sky. B!
I hit Orsa.
B, it was a joke. Go home. I mean, I'm going.
Home's across the water.
I meant the bay. It's fine. I'll see you soon. Also, nice to see you.
Mm-hmm.
Cohen's gonna head off. Let's see. Benni, by your quarters, are you accepting quarters at the castle that have been prepared for you, or are you going back to the boat?
Either one.
Also did ask to see you at the boat.
That is true.
That's true. Then I think I'm going to the boat. Yeah, I'm not trusting these bitches at the capital.
Wonderful. Do you want to skip ahead to being also at the boat as Orsa sort of settled in?
Sure.
Nice. B, he's not dead. Congratulations.
I can't let my dad die. What the fuck? Don't tell him I said that.
All right.
That seems nervous.
What's up?
I have a gift.
A gift?
Um,
Awesome.
Birthday, I don't think.
Well, it is for also. Sorry, B. He holds out like a little little box. It's not a full, not like a fucking. I wouldn't say this now before any minds go. It's not an engagement ring box, but it's a regular jewelry box, like little. You know the little like cardboard ones that they put the thing in when they give it to you.
Uh-huh.
He hands it to you. There's another in his hand. And as you open yours, he's also going to like put the uncover his or in chat. I sent the images. They're like friendship rings. Yours will be for warmth, and mine is something mental clarity or something. But yeah, it's like a matchy thing to like symbolize allyship and friends.
What? I have a gift for you.
Oh, do you?
Mm-hmm. So you're meeting with our good friend, um, Hero tomorrow, right?
Friend is strong wording.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Um, I presume there's not going to be a lot of chat, right?
Uh, she can talk. I will listen. I might respond sometimes.
Well, then this gift is how would you like to help me plan the assassination of Hero?
Are we on the docks?
Oh,
think
we're
we're
on
on the
your we're on your boat.
Okay.
We're on the boat. We're on
We're
the
on your
boat.
boat.
We're
To be
we're
clear.
in there.
How'd you plan the assassination?
Yeah, I'm shouting. No, I'm not shouting.
I know.
Sort of raises an eyebrow and jokingly goes, "Oh, that is so. Oh, wow, it's such a disrespect to the rulers of this kingdom. You must understand that the lords, we lords, we must stick together, and you know, her client's soul must be honored. You know, I can't let you just harm people I respect with all of my heart. What the
What if we don't
proposal?
harm them, but we just kill them?
Oh,
What
well,
ideas? What terrible ideas do you have?
well, I have my connections, we'll say. You've met my guard, but I've also got a few, let's say, friends that work in the city.
Friends, that was like 3 warehouses of people.
Yeah, three warehouses of people, yeah.
That was an army. Those aren't friends. That is okay.
Our own miniature army.
Oh, okay.
However, I don't, as much as I'm, let's say, not exactly too worried about what will happen after Hero falls. You've seen the way that the Sons of the South are led.
Fear, mainly.
Mhm. So what happens when that object of fear isn't there anymore? And something bigger and badder took them out.
I know two things. One, that sometimes a person ruled by fear will still refuse to act out against what ruled them out of a residual effect. Just because they can't see it doesn't mean it's gone. Just because it's dead doesn't mean it can't hurt them. But also, I will not be a ruler of fear.
Oh, no, that's not what I'm presuming. Well, from my intel, I don't believe that you could take Hero in a straight up fight. I do believe that you're a stronger ruler or a leader.
Certainly. I mean, if I may pat myself on the back. If any sons of the sun turn to wield their swords for me, it will be because I gave them the option to. It is a common option. I'm not sure how much the rumors are, but if I defeat someone, they get to choose to die on the battlefield honorable or to live in my army.
I would like.
Plan to keep that tradition.
I'm glad you think that, because I would like to keep the Great Wood and Capital in each other's good graces, and this has quite frankly been extraordinarily embarrassing.
Don't blame you if that helps.
Yeah, but it is my home.
Are you alright? I mean, this must be strange for you. It is your home, and they've invaded while you were not here.
It's one thing to see, to be there while you watch your men fall, because whether it be because of poor leadership, hopeless circumstances, or anything like that. It is another to have them attacked with no leadership present. I Where in one situation I would feel sadness or inadequacy. In this one, all I can feel is rage.
Strange to me, very odd to me that we have yet to meet with the crown. I understand there is fear in the streets, but if a ruler cannot show their face in this time, no one should ever feel safe.
Are we sure
I
they're
don't-
alive?
I'm pretty sure they're fine.
And I am sure that if they weren't, also would know.
Mm-hmm.
I am sorry about the men you have lost. Thinking for the future, if you are staying here and your ship stays in the dock, when mine leaves, if perhaps there was a couple of stowaways,
I'm coming
people who
back
need out.
with you.
The ship can fit
The
a couple more people, is all I'm saying. If you need people out and spreading.
Yeah, I do plan to send obviously a vanguard back to the Everwood, but I have my end of the bargain to keep.
Which is
The
that?
Violet Mage.
Oh. Must admit, I'm not really a fan of getting targeted from the north and the south.
Mm-hmm.
And again, no slight to you. I understand that it's not really representative of you, despite being your companions. But the casualness in which it's been held is taken me.
The capital is not a place where we are as in tune with, or able to be as in tune with our true feelings.
Mm.
None of them are happy with this arrangement, but based on the absences we saw at our meeting the other day, I would imagine that there is reason for that. But we can. This is something that, well, I plan to fix.
Anyone could. I'd put my bets on you.
I know it's not technically my place to offer this. This is probably something that would have to be run by the Chancellor, but you said you no longer wanted to be attacked from the south and north and the south at the same time. If we were to manage to spread both the Everwoods and the capital's reach to, by, well, crushing the Sons of the South, of course, you'd have a united front against the Violet Mage. And
I'm not
any
taking
others
somebody
that
that doesn't
plan.
ask me for help. Don't want to just spread my arms without a reason. Give it, but
Haven't
people
your
also need their reason.
interactions with their leadership been reason enough? They've slaughtered essentially non-combatants. Yes, some of them obviously knew how to carry themselves in a fight, but others are simply message carriers, messengers, nothing more, nothing less. They mutilate their own men. Do you think the Sons of the South, do you think that leadership is, do you, what you have seen, that's not already a cry for help?
I just worry that become the enemy we tried to fight. And I would want to be sure that I had someone keeping me in check and keeping me from pushing too far.
Fair enough. Well, think about it.
Certainly thinking, I can promise you that.
Because I don't think this ends tomorrow at sunset.
Could just kill him today.
I think we have to find him, and also you. I don't know if you caught on to the conversation I was having as we were leaving Bait, but I have men both above ground and from down under that I would have to mobilize to wherever they are.
Fair. Complicated issues. I don't get it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, Orsa, I got invited to lunch, apparently.
Oh, by who?
More like dinner.
No
at that
clue!
point.
Oh yeah, dinner. Yeah, it'll be
Oh,
dinner.
don't go alone.
You wanna come with me?
I can take you out there. It's not too far.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Before
Never been
we
invited
leave
to dinner before.
this space, I would like to speak to Cohen.
Absolutely. Cohen is there, standing off to the side, waiting for a moment to interrupt. The Lord of the South is a she, by the way. I know the Lord part is confusing. It's like a...
Did I fuck up?
No, not you. B.
I fucked up, didn't
You,
Oh.
well, you started to fuck
Ah.
up, but it was because B fucked up first, I think. And that's fine. You don't know her. It's a... Gender is funny, B. It's very funny.
I've never met this person in my life.
You're good.
Well, tomorrow we kill her. We don't have to think about her ever again. That's cool.
Yeah.
That is true. You know what? You don't have pronouns when you're dead. You had pronouns. So at that point, you're not even referring to them. Was, were. Was, were.
The
Is that the bit?
pronouns are whiz, was.
Whiz? Whiz? B, what is whiz? Sounds like a type of cheese.
I'll make you sing. I will make you sing.
Oh, Cohen, I do need to speak to you when you are done quarreling with the child.
We can do that.
I am an adult.
We don't worry. We're about to drop a new gender-neutral bathroom. It's fine. Let's
Goodbye. And
Probably 18. It's fun.
Cohen's gonna go off to Orsa.
Just a message.
A message?
Oh dear.
Are you okay?
Yes. I need a message sent to the head of the armies. Tell them not to move yet, but to practice their marches and to be ready. While previously, perhaps this could have been solved by other means, it seems more examined.
All right. This is going as well as it can.
Yeah. By the way, I want you to know, I did get matching rings with someone else. They are friendship rings. You are still my best friend.
No, I know.
Okay, good.
I mean, I knew that you were getting them. I think I'm the only reason no one found you early. I was screening, I want to say, 3 of Osso's people over the course of like half an hour. It's just very, very hard to get them to turn around. They are perceptive people, but I'm glad that you had your surprise.
Thank you.
I'm glad that I'm your best friend.
This is the kind of job where you need one of those.
I agree. Well, enjoy your dinner tonight. I hope you have a nice time with B and Osso and this mysterious party guest. Or the host, I suppose.
Are you eating somewhere? Do you have plans?
I don't?
Did you want to?
I would love to go to dinner with you, yes.
Sick. It takes everything in Orsa not to do the like celebratory, like, you know when you like, oh, I don't know how to describe it. When people like ball their fist and then bring their elbow inwards
I just
to
did
themselves.
it. I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just did
Yeah.
it on stream. Yeah. Fist
Yeah.
bump. Yeah.
Exactly.
Lovely. Do we have anything else we need to attend to before I do the end of session scene?
I think I'm good.
Great.
Nope. I'll ask Saris to go with me to dinner, so that I'm not the only one without a date.
B's the only one without a date, unless
No,
No,
Bees,
B has a
Bees,
surprise
Bee has
day.
a Bees, yeah.
B has what?
B has a
Bee has
thing.
a friend, probably.
That's what we all call them.
B has a friend. Sorry, just to be clear. I want to make sure I didn't miss anything. So we have
B is a
Orsa.
friend.
B has a friend. You guys aren't gonna let Iris know that you guys are all going out to dinner? You're just gonna go, 3 of you?
I message her. No, not like a message to spell, but like I send a message to her wherever she is.
That sounds good. Now everybody has a buddy. Now the mysterious host is gonna be the odd one out. This is good. I prefer this.
Wait, Iris has a buddy?
Iris and B are buddies, I thought, in this case.
Oh,
Orsa
I
Cohen,
see.
also Saris, B Iris. There are 6 of you, and then we have mysterious host. That's perfect.
I hope you know I don't plan to sit with any.
Neither do I.
I plan to get a table for 2 and have an evening with Cohen.
You guys are gonna be in the background while B has a potentially violent encounter with somebody.
I mean, if it gets violent, you'll have my help. But like,
Right.
I would
We can do
prefer
our
if it
fight
didn't.
need.
You know, I'd prefer if you just didn't do that and,
Right.
Right.
you know, had a good time with your friend.
I'll never have good times with people. Man, go B.
Man, Eldritch Blast.
Eldritch Blast.
The last time someone told me to meet them at an establishment, Orsa had to send a fake to get stabbed for you.
And the fake almost died like 3 times.
It's true. I remember at the end of it just being like, go home, go rest, please.
That poor badger girl. I loved her.
I hope she's well, and I hope she has
No, she
really
died of
gotten
the
a
common
raise.
cold. She
No.
died of the common cold from bitter injuries.
No,
She
don't
got a
say that.
raise. Her family is well. They recently upgraded their house.
This is Game of Thrones game. No one gets any happy endings.
I'm so glad that we got to do all the scary political stuff today. It's good. And now we get to do another restaurant episode. Those are my favorites.
We keep going back to the restaurants. We must be hungry.
I agree. Do we want to raid someone? Let's raid someone. First, I've got to introduce all my friends.
I want to rate this out.
Well, the South might be raiding you. Speaking of raiding, before we raid anyone, I'd like to thank all of my wonderful friends for being here. Go to youtube.com/@theybebenni for amazing, ineffable SMP content, not to
You had a
mention
video come out today,
countdowns.
right?
What was that, my friend?
You had a video come out today, right, Benny?
That's right, a brand new
I
video.
did have a video, and I've got one on deck, and I got a bunch to edit, so you'll be fed.
Yes. Benny makes
Unload.
wonderful edits of various VODs and then their perspective from the ineffable SMP. Not to mention the Countdown SMP now, which is a 1-month project from our friend Trashy. Isn't that right?
Yep.
Pretty cool.
We are trashy fans.
We are Trashy fans.
Oh.
Speaking of fans,
Are we? Sorry.
it's okay. youtube.com/@arson. My good friend Ari played B today, in the same vein that Benny played Orsa. Ari, as well as playing B on this lovely little D&D show, also makes wonderful ineffable SMP VODs and some really cool gameplay videos. And Ari's getting ready to get back into some super cool reading. Isn't that right?
Yeah, actually, that's something I want to work on at some point this month. As well as I have at least 2 Bloodborne videos coming out.
We love. I'm really excited for more Bloodborne. Before we get to our favorite rogue, I of course have to bring up our wonderful druid, Iris, not to be confused with Iris of the ineffable SMP. is played by twitch.tv/draw_moons. Draw streams the ineffable SMP, but is also a musician, and you can pretty commonly find Draw playing some songs and just having a good time with the stream. Additionally, Draw has recently become a Fortnite content creator, much to Love's
That's
dismay.
true.
It's
Draw
true.
Fortnite, everybody.
Draw Fortnite. And
And
yeah,
you will only call Draw a Fortnite content creator, nothing else.
that's right. Fortnite is what got Draw to affiliate. Remember that. Draw's done
Mhm.
7 ineffable streams since we started the project last year.
And
If-
how many Fortnite streams have they done?
Almost half as many, maybe more.
Oh man, they're a Fortnite streamer.
Whatever the case, Draw's super cool. And Draw also does the Twitch Prime rants in the middle of these streams, which I'm so grateful for, because that gives me an excuse to eat all these bananas. Speaking of bananas, do you know what's
I'm
bananas?
gonna go bananas.
Gotta go bananas. What's really bananas is just all of these subscriptions clogging my Twitch. You know, I'm always trying to find my favorite channels, but it's so hard because everyone's
hate
streaming.
them. I
All
hate
Bumble
content.
is online.
I don't want any of
They're
these
playing
channels,
Minecraft.
Jeg. You say they make videos, they stream. I don't like that. I hate content. Where do I go
Mhm.
now? Huh?
Well, I'm so glad you asked. If you go to
No, we were still getting to Ben, I thought you were talking about someone
twitch.tv/the
who
hidden
raid.
sauce. What was that?
I didn't realize you were talking about Ben. I missed the bit. I'm so understand.
It's okay, it's okay. If you go to twitch.tv/the hidden sauce, you know what you're gonna experience? Rare.
Nothing. A whole lot of
Nothing.
nothing.
Nothing. Very rarely you'll get a little something to, keep you on your toes, but
Yeah, maybe an 8 a.m. Smash stream because that's something that Smashers and anyone else would be interested in.
if you like Smash, if you like a lack of regular content, if you like Soul Eater, nice profile photo, Ben. Slash Jen. Go to twitch.tv/the hidden sauce. Ben is going to hook you up, I promise.
With absolutely nothing.
That's right.
Set your expectations to less than 0. So that way, I'm always doing above average.
Always, always, always. With that, we are rating Billy Bumble _ here on Twitch. Everyone, please go give Billy some love. Thank you so much for being here today. Have a really great night. Goodbye.